weird matchups with a few teams that are completely out of it. Cowboys-Commanders kicks off at 10 a.m. Lions-Vikings is at 1:30. As a reminder, the Lions aren't officially eliminated, but they do need to win their next two and have the Packers lose out. And finally, Broncos-Chiefs at 5:15.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now.
Phillip Rivers was brilliant on Monday night, still with a loss, though, because Brock Purdy made a statement and what the 49ers win means for the #1 seed. We're going to cover all of that today. As a reminder, Bump and I are live from Virginia Mason Athletic Center, Seahawks headquarters, where we're going to kick off The Huddle, a 2-hour preview beginning at noon, and a special guest, JSN, is going to join us for that one, in addition to, obviously, Dave Wyman and some more of your favorite Seahawks voices. That starts at noon. Before we get to it, lots of Seahawks talk to get to. I don't even know where to begin, whether with Phillip Rivers or the 49ers. And then I've got some numbers for you for the #1 seed. Chase, what stood out most to you from Monday night?
One, the 44-year-old looked like he was getting better.
He sure did.
He got better from last week. The command that he has with his offense, he pushed the ball down the field a bit more than he did against the Seahawks. And then you look at the 49ers, and they're better than what I remember them being. Obviously, I keep track of them, and I pay close attention to them. But when you sit down and actually watch a football game, you're reminded that they are well coached, and they got some guys over there. They've weathered the storm of not having their quarterback for a lot of this season. So, no, I was reminded that the Niners are a good football team, and Phillip Rivers got better at 44 years old.
I want to read you this tweet from Philip Lombardi, who pointed out the 49ers' great game. And then, oh, God, I already lost it. Look at me messing this up. Pointed out that the 49ers were able to drop more than Seattle did on a Colts defense that looked very much like a struggling defense against them compared to the Seahawks offense just being able to get 6 field goals against them.
Well, Phillip did throw a pick 6. That's going to help you there. But they're right. They did drop more points on them. Listen, sometimes it'd be like that. The 49ers come out with a plan and execute it better than the Seahawks did. Most definitely. They did. Numbers don't lie. Brock Purdy looked good. Everybody was touching the rock. But I'm not going to look at what the Niners did and just automatically assume that they're just a better team than the Hawks because
or
the
that they would
Hawks barely beat the Colts.
Yeah, or that they dropped 40 on Seattle.
It's a week by week type of deal. So the game plan was set up for the 49ers this week. So good for them.
All right, let's look at the NFC. Shil Kapadia in cut 1 on where he'd rank the Seahawks among the NFC's best teams.
Yeah, I think in the NFC, I feel like the Rams and the Seahawks are 1 and 2 in some order. Now, if you told me, hey, they're going to play on Sunday in a neutral field, who am I going to pick? I mean, I might still pick the Rams. We can't discount the first 51 minutes of that game when it looked like, oh my gosh, the Rams are certainly the better team here. Now, if the Seahawks end up getting the 1 seed and getting the bye, then I think that's going to flip it in their favor. So I think these are a huge final 2 weeks for them. So right now, I don't know if I'm avoiding the question or not. Neutral field, I would pick the Rams over the Seahawks.
All right. I'd still have the Seahawks and Rams at 1 and 2. I agree with Shale. After watching Monday Night Football, I think the 49ers would be 3. And I don't remember the last time that I had 3 NFC West teams in all of the NFC as the top 3 teams. What about you?
Yeah, I would probably do the same. The Niners are like, the boat races at T-Mobile.
Yeah.
And then, this the red one, last second, kind of hits the ramp and
that's
it gets
what it
in the mix.
Like. And then let's go on.
That's how I see the Niners, because they've always been there.
Yeah.
But we've just been waiting for them to fall, And last night, they just reminded us, like, nah, don't sleep on us. Our defense, we're losing, or we lost some guys over there, but defense is good enough. And I'm looking at the standings right now. What makes it tough is because I don't know how for real the Bears are, and can Philly tap into something that they haven't been able to this year? So just going off of what I've seen this year, yeah, I'd probably go 1, 2, 3, Seattle, Rams, and the Niners today?
The Bears' record and conference wins make it interesting for tiebreakers. The Bears are also still fighting for that number 1 seed, and there's a world where they get it because they have a better NFC record or record against NFC opponents than the Rams or the Seahawks. Obviously, the easiest path is that the Seahawks win out, and none of this matters, but also important is that the Bears are playing the 49ers in Week 17.
Yeah.
And there's a world where they can help you out a little bit and take the 49ers out of it. And then there's also a world where sometimes the Bears losing one can help you. I think the easiest path is just to continue to root against NFC teams. I think it'll be an interesting measure. The Colts are a banged-up team. They're barely hanging on to their playoff lives right now. In all likelihood, they're out of it. I'm curious to see Chicago against San Francisco. We get one more measure of that team before we watch Seattle and San Francisco face off in Week 18, and what's probably going to be Sunday Night Football.
Yeah. No, it's turning out to be a great finale to the end of the season, a stressful one, because you kind of went into that Rams game thinking, okay, if you win this one, then we're just coasting. We're good. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, you win that one. And then you look at the film of the Panthers, you're like, all right, they're a decent football team.
Yeah.
And then you see what the Niners did last night, you're like, okay, well, can't sleep on them either. So, no, it's not panning out as easy as I convinced myself it would be, but that's fine. This is the NFL, and you got to show up and ball out.
Okay, so again, Seattle's path to the number 1 seed, they're in the driver's seat, is just to win out. There is a path that they can take if they do not win out. So this is what it looks like. Let's say in Week 17, the Seahawks lose and the Rams and 49ers win. Seattle's odds drop to 7%. They are not eliminated from getting the number 1 seed, though. In this scenario, they can still get the number 1 seed if they beat the 49ers the following week and the Cardinals beat the Rams. Tough to ask. So let's assume that they beat the Panthers, right? There's a best case scenario where the Seahawks are the only of those 3 to win on Sunday. Then their odds, if only the Seahawks win and the Bears beat the 49ers and the Falcons beat the Rams, the Seahawks odds to get the number 1 seed are at 74%. So kind of nice. And they can also, if that happens, get it even if they lose to the 49ers by virtue of the Lions beating the Bears. So a win this Sunday buys you some wiggle room.
There's some things that I know about myself.
Yeah.
When people start talking scenarios, I check out. Like, you know, you sound like me.
See, I'm bargaining.
My brain does not work like that.
See, I start looking at, as you know, because you've driven behind me when we used to film for Cairo, I'm a safe person. I want security measures, okay? I need to know exactly what's happening, where I'm going, and what the backup plan is.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about the scenarios where I'm like, okay, so if they win Sunday, if they beat the Panthers on Sunday, and the 49ers lose to the Bears, they can still get the number 1 seed even if they lose to the Niners.
Sure. I'm like, just win. Just win.
But what if they don't?
And then if you lose, then I'll sit down and say, okay, what needs to happen? I need like a visual aid. You know what I'm saying? All right, now what happens?
I know what kind of text I'll be getting if they lose, which is, Stacy, I'm sorry I zoned out, but please remind me again the path. And I'm going to say, so glad you asked, because I'm here for you.
I live in the moment, you know? I'm living in the moment right now.
That totally makes sense. I want to go back to Monday night. I want to talk a little bit about Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers didn't end up getting the win, which is a bummer. I liked Phillip Rivers. I've always been a fan of Phillip Rivers, but I think that's even increased following this performance that he had. He did enough for the Colts to win. And it was just cool to hear, like, him at the line of scrimmage and to hear the broadcast stop talking so that we could hear those. Like, it just felt like not vintage football by any means, but it felt very cool watching Phillip Rivers completely call an offense.
Yeah, it's there's some quarterbacks who have the freedom to check in and out of things. Remember when that was a discussion when it came to Russell Wilson for a minute. He wanted more control at the line of scrimmage. But that is earned. And Phillip Rivers obviously has earned that right.
Yep.
It's fun to watch him go up there, identify the Mike linebacker, change the protection, kill a play, get into another one, and he's doing it all within like 15 or 20 seconds. That just lets you know how in-depth the quarterback position is, man. That's why when I got an offer to play quarterback, I said, no, thank you. I'm like, no, I don't want that. No, just throw me the ball. Quarterbacks are different. And they're typically the smarter players on the football field. And I think it's a reminder for some people hearing Phillip Rivers get to the line and do all the things that he was doing, just how much responsibility these guys have.
You ever wonder what your life would have been like if you played quarterback?
Not at all.
Really?
No.
Not even a little bit?
No, I wasn't. I was like a gadget quarterback. I could throw, but I was more.
You're like, they would have tried to convert me to
easily,
something.
for sure.
Okay. And you would have been like, great, because I got great hands.
Exactly.
Fantastic. Go ahead. I thought it was cool to see. I was definitely rooting for him. The only difference between the 49ers winning and losing when it concerns the Seahawks is that if the Colts were to win, there was an opportunity for the Seahawks to clinch the number 1 seed this weekend. Mm-hmm. So that's not happening anymore. The Seahawks still have the best odds of the 3 NFC West teams to get it. So if anyone's wondering about, like, overall what's the outcome, it's really just best. It's good news for the Rams, whose odds are increased a little bit. I think getting back to a little bit of, like, this battle as we head into the final 2 weeks of the season, I left this game thinking the 49ers, I knew they were good. I left the game thinking the offense, Brock Purdy, everything was functioning so much better than I assumed they were this season. Mm-hmm. I thought everything was firing on all cylinders, except for a banged-up defense, but even then, okay.
Yeah, Brock Purdy looked like he was in control of what was going on. The way Shanahan was connecting the plays. And as I'm watching the film, Juszczyk is the key to this thing. Juszczyk makes this offense go. Kittle's going to get the shine. McCaffrey's going to get the shine. Purdy, even Juwan Jennings. But Juszczyk is the reason why they're able to do all the things that they do. You line him up at tight end. You put him in fullback. I was watching him and thinking to myself, if there were just a GPS on him, the steps that he gets in the game is crazy. He's motioning from left to right, back to the back.
He's getting his steps.
Bam, I'm blocking the linebacker. I'm leaking outside. He does so much for that offense. It makes me jealous because that's what I want Oots to be for us over here because it forces the defense to have to set up in a certain type of personnel, right, like your big boy personnel.
Yeah.
But he's also fast enough to line up outside as a tight end or receiver and threaten you there. So, yeah, those guys get the love because they get the rock. Juszczyk is the key to that thing.
He's a many times over Pro Bowler who's years into this league and has experience playing in a Super Bowl. So, like, I ask you this knowing that. A, can Robbie Oots become that? Or B, do you just wish that in general, even with Robbie Oots as a rookie, that we used him a little bit more?
Yeah, I'd like to get used a bit more. Can he do that? I don't know, man. Juszczyk moves differently. He just moves differently. Oots is a thick individual. Juszczyk is a strong, nimble type of guy.
Yeah.
It's just different type of body types. There are some things that obviously I think Oots can do when it comes to the run game, and I was hoping that we use him in the pass game a bit more.
Yeah.
Juszczyk is one of a kind.
That's what I'm saying. For all the conversation, and scheme is obviously really, really important, having good coaches, having good offensive coordinators, having good quarterbacks. It's always really interesting how many teams not center around, but are successful in part of like really unique players, right? Like Kyle Hamilton for Baltimore's defense or whatever. Not by any means guys that are overlooked. Everyone knows who Kyle Juszczyk is and Kyle Hamilton is, but like when they get a player that's perfect for what they want to do and unlocks it in a completely different way.
Yeah, that's why Juszczyk can go ahead and retire already because I'm tired of seeing him have all the success that he has out there.
I'm kind of over it.
It's fun to watch, but then you got to deal with that, man, plus the rest of the gang. So, yeah, here's the thing, though. Niners, they will give up points, though. If and when we get there, obviously got the Panthers this week, you get to that scenario, I feel good about our offense going up against that defense.
I think that was overlooked a little bit with Lombardi's tweet, and granted he covers the 49ers. There's going to be bias there, but like as impressive as the 49ers offense looked, all right, well, Seattle didn't give up almost 30 points to Phillip Rivers. Yeah. They allowed a single touchdown from the Colts. And so I think that in general, defense and special teams are going to be not pale in comparison to offense, but quarterback play and big plays and touchdowns are always going to get the spotlight. Always. So, yeah, what the 49ers did looks really cool. But I agree with you. Seattle's defense is much better. Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news with Bump and Stacy.
Headline number 1, 6 Seahawks were named to the Pro Bowl today, tying the Broncos, 49ers, and Ravens for most selected. What's the real headline?
You know, it's a great year for your team when you've got 6 Pro Bowlers and someone was still snubbed.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I don't know what's going on. Byron Murphy should be in there, needs to be in there. He leads the team in sacks, doesn't he?
And wasn't even an alternate.
Yeah, like, I don't know what's going on with that.
Hate, judgment,
That's, you
fear.
know what it is? It's interior and defensive linemen. You just go with the names that you know.
Jalen Carter.
And you kind of, it's hard. I feel like it's hard for a young guy to kind of crack the code to get in there unless you're putting up stupid numbers like 10, 11 sacks or whatnot. But we know how important Byron Murphy is to this defense, a top 3 defense in the league right now. So big ups to all the guys who made it. Good for them. But, yeah, we got a snub for sure.
I think it also really speaks to where they've taken steps forward in terms of personnel. It was not that many years ago when they did not have any or maybe had 1 Pro Bowler, and you're thinking, oh, God, they got to close this personnel gap between them and the 49ers and them and the Rams. They've really done that.
Also was kind of cool, man. You got DeMarcus Lawrence, a guy who people thought was done, the guy you picked up, and then your mid-season acquisition, Rashid Shaheed.
Yes.
GM of the year, John Schneider, please.
Last point, I mentioned that they were tied for the most with 6. The other 3 teams, the Baltimore Ravens, the 49ers, and the Denver Broncos all have 6 Pro Bowlers. What's next?
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 2, DK Metcalf has been suspended for the final 2 games of the regular season for swinging at a Lions fan. What's the real headline?
Ironic, because I don't give the Steelers a puncher's chance in the playoffs.
Ha-ha!
From Ian Rappaport, the 2-game suspension for Steelers wide receiver DK Metcalf could be costly if upheld. Based on his contract, the suspension would void not just the rest of his salary for this season, but $45 million in future guarantees.
Here's the thing. Do you think the Steelers are going to be like, all right, we're gonna uphold this? Because I feel like Tomlin is a loyal guy. Obviously, the Rooneys are. And are they going to take DK's story against whatever this guy's name story is? We saw some video where it didn't sound like that guy said what DK said to him. So this is just messy, and it's unfortunate because everyone here, everyone who texts our show, when DK would get into a little scuffle, they feel validated right now.
Yeah.
And I can't even back them on this. It's bad behavior, poor behavior, you got to suffer the consequences. It's unfortunate that you let a guy like that get under your skin.
Yeah.
All right, he's a fan, dude. So
he's wearing a blue wig.
He's wearing a blue wig.
He's wearing a blue wig, DK.
Come on, man.
You take one look at him and you're like, you're not a serious person and you don't live a serious life.
Oh, goodness gracious.
You can't swing on fans.
You can't.
However, and this is not me excusing it by any means, but my take on this is also that I think fans get away with a little bit, and I think that there are some people that are like, yell whatever you want. I don't care. You bought a ticket. The players can just ignore you. They shouldn't even be listening. And if that's your stance, that's perfectly fine. I happen to think that it's just tacky and gross, and you can boo. You can do whatever, but like when you start yelling personal insults, I think it's just always people that want to feel a little tough yelling at a 6'4", 230-pound dude who would knock them out in real life. But they feel like, oh, well, now this player, this guy, I can say whatever I want to him. I think that guy didn't yell or do whatever because he thought, oh, DK's going to get in trouble and then I can like sue. He thought DK wouldn't do anything.
Yeah.
So it would make him feel powerful.
It's I have a friend and she's a bartender, right? And she does these big events and she hates not being behind the bar because there's that barrier there. She goes, they act different when the barrier's there, you know what I'm saying? You walk from behind that barrier, things get a little crazy. So that's like the same type of effect. That barrier's there, these fans are acting all crazy and stuff. So yeah, man, it's just unfortunate because DK validated everything that a lot of people say about him when it comes to his temper.
Yep.
And it is what it is.
What's next?
Headline rewrites.
Headline 3, the 49ers moved to 11-4 with a blowout win over the Colts last night. What's the real headline?
The messiest and toughest division in football just got messier.
It sure did, man. Why can't it be easy? Why can't we just kind of coast into this thing?
Why can't we be in the NFC South? You know? This isn't fair.
But, you know, when you have good coaches, when you have teams who've been to Super Bowls, right, the last 5 or 6 years, the Rams have been there, the Niners have been there, we're trying to join the club. It's like a rite of passage, honestly. You know what? I take that back. let's throw these hands, man. Let's beat these dudes,
Right?
And be like, look, we can play with y'all. We know you guys have good coaching over there and good players. It's time for the Hawks to take that next step. So yeah, let's get it.
I'm gonna go in and basically do the speech from Bring It On, where it's like, no. We want to beat your best.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we want.
Walk in with a check.
Let's go Clovers. Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. No, it is crazy though, and we were talking about the NFC North a ton yesterday. I'm even more convinced that what we settled on this year's NFC West being better. I'm even more convinced in that after last night.
Yeah, after last night for sure. Yesterday, I think we could have made an argument.
Sure.
But after last night,
it's over.
It's a wrap.
Because you go eye test too. This week's version of the 49ers looks better than last year's late season versions. Like the NFC North still had some cool stories, but like the Lions were banged up.
Yeah.
People still had questions about Sam Darnold that I think some of them he's answered.
Yeah.
But at the time, he didn't.
He might have another chance to answer a question if this game gets flexed to Sunday Night Football. After the Panthers.
Curtis, correct me if I'm wrong. I think that Bears 49ers is Sunday night, right?
It is, yeah. 49ers could have back-to-back Sunday night games.
Back-to-back Monday and then back-to-back Sunday. Wow. 3 primetime games in a row.
Let's get it.
I didn't realize that until yesterday when I was looking up the Bears and I was like, oh my God. So if they flex this to Sunday, 3 consecutive primetime games for San Francisco, but I think it should be Sunday night.
Yeah.
Your only other option is NFC West showdown, or South, excuse me.
You got to take care of the Panthers. Take care of the Panthers. Then we'll see what's up.
I am a little nervous about the Panthers, and I have a lot of questions for you and Dave Wyman coming up with the Huddle. 2-hour preview begins at noon. JSN is going to join us, as well as Mike Morris, and then we're going to hear from some more of your favorite Seahawks voices like Steve Raible and Ray Roberts. Still to come, Hype Train coming up at 10:45. Coming up next, like I said, current Seahawk JSN joins us during the Huddle. Until then, let's talk to former Seahawk Bryan Walters next.
Hey, everybody, it's Bob Staton here along with Dave Wyman from the Wyman and Bob Show. And it's going to be tough, Dave, to top 2025. The Mariners, 8 outs away from the World Series. The Seahawks, as we sit, are the #1 seed in the NFC. How do they top that in 26?
How about Mariners to the World Series and the Seahawks win the Super Bowl in 2026? What do you think?
I can't wait. Merry Christmas to all of our listeners. Happy New Year. Have a good one, everybody.
What Bob said.
Okay, only 10 more presents to wrap. You're almost at the finish line. But first... There, the last one. Enjoy a Coca-Cola for a pause that refreshes.
As a quarterback, you cannot run a winning play with a messy playbook. And most companies' data, well, it's a mess. AI is changing the game, but if your data is scattered, you're stuck on the sidelines. Brock Heward here, and this is where my friends at Marquee Data come in. They get your data in shape, clean, connected, ready to perform, so you can finally put AI to work for your business. Whether sales, finance, or operations, every smart move starts with the right data. So head to mydataqb.com to draw up your game-winning data play today. That's Marquee Data or mydataqb.com.
It's a cold winter night and your furnace dies. Don't let this happen to you. If your system's 12 years or older, upgrade now to a Mitsubishi electric heating and air conditioning system from Home Comfort Alliance and stay warm. Visit homecomfortalliance.com.
So what are you reading?
I'm checking out the ratings on the new TVs, and it looks like Samsung, LG, and Sony got the best scores.
Just like last year. What about those new high dynamic range TVs?
They got the highest scores of all, but their prices are really high.
Did you check online?
Yeah, their prices were about the same.
Well, there's one place where we can get a hot deal on those top-rated models.
Where?
At Video Only. Check out the ratings on TV stores.
I see. Video Only scored better than the others.
So, if you want the best deal on the best TVs,
then we should take our TV ratings and head over to top-rated Video Only.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
At Shane Company, there's no shortcuts, just craftsmanship. Because a friend wants your fine jewelry and dream engagement ring to be nothing short of perfect, no matter the price. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
This is the home of the Seahawks.
Going to let one fly deep. Got a man out there. Ball is caught down at the 10-yard line, and it's JSN.
Seattle Sports.
Sometimes we hang on to our old attorneys and coaches too long. They've been around, they've done good work. But when the legal game changes, you need a team that is hungry to win now. At Bible Law Group, we're that faster, hard-hitting legal team, ready to fight for every inch in the courtroom. With over 40 million closed for our clients, we know how to win, and we're ready to take on the biggest legal case of your career with you. Don't stick with a playbook that's gone stale. Switch to the legal team that's ready to win now. Let Bible Law Group be your linebacker in the courtroom. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
Well, it's pretty hard to believe the holidays are here, and now is a great time for fitness gifts for your friends and family, or maybe even for yourself. Hey, Brock Ewart here, and from weight sets and accessories to the complete home gym, my friends at Top Fitness is the place to shop, and doing it right now. Top Fitness got certified pre-owned, pre-core commercial treadmills that are the same models used in hotels and clubs that typically sell for over $13,000 and available for you. You ready for this? For $3,300. They look like new and they come with a full warranty. So don't settle for that lightweight, cheaper treadmill when you can get a deal this good. As always, you get free delivery and assembly on those pre-core treadmills, ellipticals, and exercise bikes. It's no secret why everyone from personal trainers to pro athletes love Top Fitness. You can visit them in Tukwila, Linwood, or Bellevue, or go to topfitness.com for all the fitness enthusiasts on your holiday lists. Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
At Washington Energy Services, we take the time to get to know you and your home. We have the passion and commitment to see each project through and to treat our work as more than just a job. For over 65 years, we've offered award-winning home services, from heating and cooling, plumbing and electrical, to windows and doors. Complete home improvement handled from start to comfort. For peace of mind when you need it most, count on Washington Energy Services, bringing good energy to your home.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Seahawks Radio Network analyst Bryan Walters joining us on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. B-Walt, how's it going?
Man, I'm doing fantastic. And I'll tell you what, I had fun watching my very first NFL quarterback last night, Phillip Rivers, the grandpa, play a little bit better. I loved what I saw. I don't know if you guys watched that, but that was so fun.
We watched it, but what I liked watching was B-Walt perform karaoke on Friday. I think he went back-to-back songs, too. B-Walt killed it.
He took center stage.
No,
he said,
I
got one
I
more.
went back-to-back songs. I wish. They usually cut me off after one. It's like one and done. That's all I get. One chance, and no one wants to hear me ever again.
No, it was cool, though. It was cool. Man, we were talking about just the NFC West and how that game last night, I mean, the Niners have always been on our radar, right? But that game last night was like, hey, reminder, these guys can still play some good football. What you see last night?
Yeah, I can't believe that they're still hanging around. I mean, it's been the story all year long. I mean, you lose your Fred Warner, you lose Nick Bosa, and you're like, no, these guys are done. There's no chance this defense can continue to kind of hold it down, I guess, for the 49ers. And Robert Saleh still has them playing tough. You saw the pick six there, kind of put the game out of reach, and the Colts were going to try to make it a one-score game. And the offense is still just as dynamic. I mean, I don't know if McCaffrey is as explosive as he used to be as far as the big plays, the big chunks, but man, he's a good football player, and they run everything through him. Everything. He gets so many touches, and he just gets it done. So it's a little bit of a scary team because I don't know. You just look at all that they've overcome this year and how good they are, and to think that last game of the season might be for looking as it's going right now, might be for the NFC West Championship and probably the overall number 1 seed. Just really impressive job by Kyle Shanahan. Shanahan really getting that team back on track after a couple big losses.
All right, you're right. A win in Week 18 over the 49ers gives Seattle the number 1 seed, but that's also if they beat the Panthers in Week 17. So let's look to this Sunday. Tell me your thoughts on Carolina heading into this one.
Carolina's a weird team to me, but what's scary about them, I think they're kind of, Dave Canales last year, tough year for him, but they're kind of starting to get that belief, that sense of, okay, we can win some big games. We're there. We have enough talent. I don't know if they have that much talent, honestly, but they have enough to kind of, they've just been a little bit better, I guess, and they're starting to believe that they can win some of these tough games. They beat the Bucks, and they played them tough. I mean, when you look at that, as a Seahawks fan, it's kind of odd because you look at the stats of that, and I think they held Baker Mayfield to 150 yards passing, 170 yards passing, and you go, well, why was Baker Mayfield able to throw for so many yards against the Seahawks? What did the Panthers do? But again, they're an off and on team. I think I mentioned kind of when we were doing the brief initial preview of them is it's a team that can lose to the Saints and beat the Rams in back-to-back week. You just really never know which team you're going to get. But now they're in the heat of it, and there is a lot. I think some people are like, well, this game doesn't mean a lot for the Panthers because really the only thing that means something is beating the Buccaneers the last game of the season, and that's for their division title. But I think if the Bucs lose this week and they beat the Seahawks, then they already get the division title early. So I guess it does mean a lot. So they're fighting for everything right now. The Seahawks are fighting for everything. It should be a hard-fought battle, and it's a tough. I think game planning the Panthers is tough because I don't think they have that star. They don't have the star. You're we got to kind of take him out of it. We can't let him hurt you. It's just kind of an all-around effort by the Panthers. Who you don't know who's gonna kind of be that guy, that game-changing guy week in and week out. So that's a tougher battle in its own.
Hey, when you guys were making your Super Bowl run, was there a team that kind of gave you the same feel of the Panthers? You respect everybody, but there's nothing really over there that scares you on paper. And how does a team handle that mentally when you're preparing?
Well, you know what team always gave us trouble, I thought? It was the Rams. And the Rams weren't very good back then. So it was the St. Louis Rams. And we always had some crazy games against the Rams. I know it's kind of different being a divisional opponent, but I didn't think they were anything special. I can't even remember their quarterback at the time. I don't remember receivers they had at the time. Running back? Who was that running back? I don't remember anything about the Rams. But they always
Steven Jackson,
played us
maybe?
well. Was it Steven Jackson?
I'm trying to remember if Bradford was the quarterback, but he was always hurt.
Bradford?
So maybe
I
for
don't
2
believe.
weeks.
For some reason, I want to say it was Mark Bolger or something. But is that could be way too long ago? I'm not sure.
Case Keenum.
But Case Keenum was it back in 2013?
We're just throwing names out there now.
But the vibe, you're right.
It up. Yeah, and there was always something. You always knew you were such a better team than them. But whenever you played them, it was always just a battle. And it was I remember one game they had this fake punt where their returner totally faked out the entire punt coverage team. Pretending it was to the left, and this gunner went and caught the ball way on the right side. And actually, the Seahawks ended up stealing that return one time. And I think you saw it a few years later by Pete Carroll. And they ended up taking it to the house, and it was whoa. And that's how a team like that hangs around in those games. So yeah, I would say the Rams are kind of a team that always gave us trouble, especially in St. Louis. That was the worst place to go. It was dark, that dome. I hated everything about playing in St. Louis.
It's funny because my memories of that era were the same thing about the Rams, but for some reason I was always but they're so good on special teams, they'll trick you. And I'm how much of that was just that one play? Made up my mind.
Exactly.
I don't know, but that's exactly how I felt watching you guys. All right, so we've talked about Week 17, looking ahead to the 49ers. Let's talk about how the Seahawks themselves can leave you with a little bit more confidence. What are you hoping to see here from them over the next 2 weeks, kind of regardless of the specific opponent, but just things you're going to be tracking?
Things I'll be tracking. Well, I think the offense just needs to get a little bit more. How about putting a full game together? I think that's one way to look at it. Just showing consistency throughout the game, because we've seen a couple now. I mean, what is this? 3 weeks in a row now? We've had kind of back-to-back slow starts.
Mm-hmm.
When you go back to the Falcons, and then I got to relook at the schedule here, because if the Colts, you didn't even score a touchdown, right? So you went Falcons, you had a slow start. The Colts, you didn't score a touchdown, and then the Rams, it's just a little slower start offensively, and it really got going in the second half. So again, it's a big time football cliche: start fast, and they did. I think they did. Didn't they score on the opening drive against the Rams? But that was kind of it. But I'm not going to say start fast. I'm just going to say maintain consistency throughout, because it kind of went from good, and then it just was pretty bad for a little bit. You had Sam Darnold, the couple of the interceptions he threw took him a little bit to get going, and it's almost like it takes your back against the wall to get the offense executing on all cylinders, and to find your gamers and just be like, hey guys, like, come on, like let's be who we are supposed to be and go. And so I think one thing that the Seahawks team can really do, the offense especially, is just work on that consistency. It's easy to say here. I know they're trying to do that. I know that's the game plan, that you want that consistency, but it just hasn't really been clicking. But a lot of it's just those little mistakes, like the interceptions. And I don't know about you, but it's hats off to Sean McVay. I mean, they just did a really good job of fooling Sam Darnold in some of those. Both of them, really. I think the inside slant route, he thought the guy was man-to-man. It looked like man-to-man. You watch film, it looks like man-to-man, and he just kind of drops him. And it was his zone. So they did that. That was one of the interceptions. The other one, they dropped the defensive line, which I feel like we see a few times a year. A defensive line gets some big interception that the quarterback's not expecting to drop into coverage. So it's just one of those things that, again, you got to tip your hat to McVay sometimes, because just kind of fooled Sam Darnold a little bit, but then he came around.
All right. He is Bryan Walters. Thank you again for walking us back down memory lane. Someone did say it was Sam Bradford, but just for half the season, and then he was hurt in 2013. Okay. You guys might have seen Sam Bradford once and then someone else the other time, depending on when you played. But
who was it? I want to know so bad who that was.
It's
Kellen Clemens.
Kellen Clemens?
It's like if I had this Google machine or something that I could look
I know.
back.
If only there was a way I could find this out somewhere by typing it into like a machine that would tell me, but I guess we'll never know. Seahawks Radio Network analyst Bryan Walters. B-Walt, thanks so much.
Thanks, B.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
God, I totally remember that about the Rams. Once he said it, it's so funny. I obviously did not know Bryan Walters, and that was the year before I became a reporter, but I knew exactly the game he was talking about. Like, I watched that in my office.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah. All right. Still to come, Rob Staton is going to join us at 11. Before we get to that, a bold prediction for the Eagles postseason. Plus, we crown the best Christmas song. That's next.
The Brock and Salk Show's Brock Heward.
The great thing about this time of year is we all give gifts to our family and our friends and our loved ones. And after all of these years here, and after all of these years at Seattle Sports, you guys give us the gift every day of being a part of the show. We don't have a show without you, and I truly, from my heart, mean that. So wishing all of you out there an incredible Christmas, a happy new year, and so thankful that we're all part of the same family.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Man, I love seeing the old gang at these reunions. Did you see Bryan? He's in better shape than he was 25 years ago. How is that even possible?
Yep, I ran into him a few weeks ago and had to ask. He told me he started taking Nugenix Total T2.
The testosterone booster?
Yeah, but it's way more than that now. It also skyrockets your nitric oxide in as little as 3 hours. I started taking it right away, and I'm already seeing results.
I was wondering what you were doing. You seriously crushed me in that pickup game last week.
Yep, after 40, energy, strength, drive, it all starts going downhill. But with T2, I feel like my old self again. Stronger, leaner, and my energy is way up. My wife even noticed a difference. They're giving out complimentary bottles right now. Just send them a text.
Text CAR to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of new Nugenix Total T2. Text now and you'll also get a free bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator. That's CAR to 321-321. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. Product not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Our country is held together by small businesses. That's a fact. It's also a fact that 9 out of 10 of those small businesses will fail. Why? Because it's hard. Really, really hard to build a profitable business from the ground up today. Pure Talk knows that. They started as a small American wireless company determined to keep their customer service in this country. It worked. And today, Pure Talk is determined to help other small businesses prosper by offering them the same white glove service the big guys get. Same service, same 5G network at a truly affordable price. Pure Talk is focused on businesses that employ welders and roofers, electricians, plumbers, HVAC techs, the people who keep the lights on. If that sounds like your business, give Pure Talk Business a try and see just how much you could save. Dial pound 250, say micro, to switch to an American wireless company who understands the power of small business. Pure Talk.
Hey, it's Dr. Coogan with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic, and I have great news. We're having our biggest sale of the year. Over $300 off our normal pricing through December 19th. We know it's hard to stay on track during the holidays, and we want to help. This could be the year you actually lose weight over the holidays and set yourself up for success in January. The best part? You can lose weight and still enjoy those special holiday dinners. No shots, no exercise, no fake food. Just a plan that teaches you how to reset your metabolism and keep the weight off for good. Free consultation at EastsideWeightLossClinic.com.
Yeah, Mike Salk here, and I've worked with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic for years, and this is the biggest sale I've ever seen from them. $300 off? I did the program myself, losing 35 pounds in just 8 weeks. Take advantage of this awesome sale before the holidays.
Join the 4,000 clients who we've helped lose 20 to 30 pounds in 60 days and take advantage of our lowest pricing of the year. Even if you want to start in January, lock in these prices now. Our remote programs allow you to lose weight from anywhere. Schedule your free consultation at EastsideWeightLossClinic.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Thank you to all of our great Cairo News Radio listeners.
This is the moment.
For making the 37th year of Holiday Magic our biggest one yet.
It is a celebration that benefits Treehouse.
Thanks to your generosity and the important work of Treehouse, kids in foster care will have the holiday they wished for.
We ask you to give. You do. You always come through.
You can still donate. Just head to mynorthwest.com/holidaymagic.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Touchdown! Seahawks! Ken Walker III!
Get everything Seahawks at seattlesports.com.
Hey, Mike Salk here for my friends at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel, and obviously New Year's is coming up. Can you believe it? Book your stay at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel for an evening of elegance at a night at the Grand Ball. This New Year's Eve celebration includes the legendary DJ Super Sam. And sports fans, you got to check out the Hawks Peak. You're home for game days with great food and drinks, more than 60 TVs, so you won't miss a play, and a heated, covered outdoor deck with those great views of the Snoqualmie Valley. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
DayandNight.net. This month, Day and Night gives you a free furnace with the installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. DayandNight.net.
So, how's your research going?
Surprising. After I figured out the top-rated TVs in our price range, I went shopping for deals.
And who's the best?
It wasn't the internet, and it wasn't the Warehouse Club.
But?
It was video only. They had better deals on the Samsung, LG, and the Sony TVs that got the highest scores.
Better than online and at the club?
I know! Video only beat them all. And now we can afford an even better model for the same price. My research really paid off.
If we buy it video only.
Exactly. Otherwise, we'll be sorry.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Bump, I love Christmas so much. It's not even Christmas yet, and I had to take a sleeping pill so I could go to sleep.
What?
Wow. You're like my children.
Oh, my God. So excited, huh?
I can't help it. I don't know why. I'm not even a kid, but I just love Christmas. Let's get to our first hype train. All right, well, we know the Eagles are going to the playoffs, but this Eagles team has been a little weirder, a little less dominant than last year. Still a great roster, so this is spicy. The Eagles will get bounced in the wild card round. Now, as a reminder for listeners, they would, if the 49ers remain the 6th seed, they would play the 49ers.
Oh, man, that O-line isn't what it used to be. Saquon's not having the year that he had. There's drama in the locker room.
Drama.
But somehow they find a way to do just enough to get into the playoffs. I think the Niners knock them out. I think they're going to lose in that first round. I think that AJ is going to request a trade. And Sirianni's going to go on a press tour just telling everybody everything's okay.
The Eagles will get bounced in the wild card round. Curtis, Bump Sporting, are you?
Eagles fans like to sing Fly Eagles Fly at their games.
Yeah.
I have my own version.
Yeah.
Fraud Eagles Fraud.
Oh, okay.
They're getting bounced in the wild card round, absolutely. A.J. Brown is going to be reading a chapter book on the sideline, all about self-improvement, which doesn't seem to be working. So I think the Eagles...
You don't know that.
The Eagles are done in the wild card round. We're boarding this train.
Matt, all aboard this one. I'm boarding as well. I think that both wildcard spots are obviously going to be whichever two NFC West teams aren't the number 1 seed. TBD about the Bears. But and I think that both of those teams are going to be a nightmare for whoever they face. So, yes, all aboard this one. Next one in. The Mariners do not have another major move up their sleeve. Forget a Brandon Donovan trade. Forget a Ketel Marte trade. Their offseason is done.
A major move. Would bringing Geno back be major?
I think so.
Yeah.
All right, so they ain't done yet.
Okay,
you got to do something over there. So, no, I'm not going to board this one. I'm going to say Geno is working at a deal as we speak with his agent to bring him back here to Seattle.
Oh, the 206 saying, Curtis, buy Eagles buy was pretty low-hanging fruit.
Okay, well, yeah, that's true. But I just wanted to yell
I
out
like
fraud.
Eagles, fraud.
Yeah.
You can yell it at them. Fraud, Eagles, fraud. The Mariners do not have another major move up their sleeve. Their offseason is done. Bump is not boarding. He thinks that they're going to work out a deal with Geno. What do you think?
Hey, Bump, you got a seat next to you there in the terminal? Because I'm not boarding.
Dog.
Yeah, we're not boarding this train. Because as it currently stands, the Mariners' infield would be probably, Ben Williamson or Colt Emerson at third, and then Cole Young at second. I just don't think that is an infield that can get you back to where you were last year. So I think they add at least one more piece to the infield, whether it be at second base, potentially Brendan Donovan, or at third base, Geno Suarez. Heck, why not both? I would not mind having both here. I think that would get you to a nice starting point to start the season. But I don't think they're done. I think they've got a nice finishing kick here.
So you guys got any more room on that bench?
Oh, no. Actually, I got to put my bag right here.
Oh, okay. I'll just I'll sit across the way. I'll sit across the way from you guys because I'm also boarding. You guys are
you're not boarding.
You're not boarding.
I'm not boarding
You're confused.
either. I'm sitting on the bench.
She's wandering aimlessly. We have to send on alert. Stacy Ross to gate 12, please.
I'm sitting on the bench next to you guys, and we're all at the train station hanging out together. I don't want to become an echo chamber, so I agree with everything you guys said. Next step. One of the 3 Christmas Day games will be good. As a reminder, this is your schedule. Cowboys Commanders at 10 a.m. Lions Vikings at 1:30. Broncos Chiefs with a third-string quarterback for Kansas City at 5:15. One of these will be good. And I don't mean like you can make the argument. I mean it'll be a good watch.
Oh, man. No. I think it's going to be the worst Christmas Day games we've seen in the history of football. This is going to be garbage. I'm still going to watch it, and there's going to be a lot of turnovers, fumbled snaps, people running the wrong direction. It's going to be bad.
Running the wrong direction. Not me out there. Curtis, one of the Christmas Day games will be good. Bump is not boarding. Are you?
I mean, look, will we be watching? Absolutely, because we're sickos like that. But will I be happy about it? I think Detroit, Minnesota will actually be a good game. I'm going to board that train. I mean, Max Brosmer's probably going to be quarterbacking for Minnesota, so I will probably end up eating those words.
I'm with Bump on this one, Curtis. You're insane. I think each of these are going to be
slop is what this is.
I think they're going to be minimum 2-score wins.
The Saturday games are really good. Houston Chargers, Baltimore, Green Bay. Like, I'll take it. I'll take both those, but is it too late to change those? Can we swap Thursday and Saturday? I know
I know.
Let's change our tickets.
Yeah.
Speaking of, if the Lions, if they beat the Vikings, it helps them. They need the Packers to lose out. It's the only way they get it. But that's a tougher matchup for the Packers.
Yeah. It's
Can the Ravens get it done? No.
I don't believe in the Ravens this year, man. I don't believe in them.
Next hype train.
Oh. Hello.
Yeah. Welcome to the last hype train. We're crowning the best Christmas song, and my choice is this one. The Christmas Song by Nat King Cole. I only listen to this on Christmas Eve and Christmas.
I feel like you need to. This isn't you, because I feel you listen to this. You need to have a glass of whiskey or something.
A robe on.
Yeah, your energy is too excitable.
I mean, I listen to Mariah Carey's entire catalog on the way to Vancouver? Yes. Yes, I do. And that includes non-Christmas music. However, something about this song I've loved my whole life.
All right.
So this is in my heart.
Okay.
The best Christmas song, and I only listen on Christmas Day and Christmas Eve.
All right.
What's your choice? Are you boarding this train? Best song?
I am not boarding that train. I'm not doing it. It's a good one, though.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Thank you.
Anyone listening right now, if you are a part of my delegation, you know where I'm going. Temptations, baby. Come on now. See my grandma dancing in the living room right now. Grandpa drinking some Budweiser. Not Bud Light, Budweiser. Okay? And we just chilling. We vibing right now. This is it right here. Come on now. I know Christian knows what I'm talking about. I know Christian does.
All right, so Bump's not boarding the train. He's at the station playing This Christmas, also an all-timer. Curtis, the Christmas song. Are you boarding this train? Best Christmas song?
I'm not going to board this train. I'm going to go with Christmas Time Is Here from Charlie Brown Christmas. The Vince Guaraldi trio. If it ain't Vince Guaraldi, I don't want it on Christmas. This is such a cozy feel you get when you listen to this.
This makes me think of like the elementary school choir, you know?
I heard they recorded this whole album in just 3 hours because they knew they had a hit on their hands. They're like, we don't need to do anything else.
Take another sleeping pill tonight.
Yeah.
The Seahawks get to and win a Super Bowl if what? Let's ask Rob Staton next.
Hey everybody, it's Bob Stelton here along with Dave Wyman from the Wyman and Bob Show. And it's going to be tough, Dave, to top 2025. The Mariners, 8 outs away from the World Series. The Seahawks, as we sit, are the #1 seed in the NFC. How do they top that in 26?
How about Mariners to the World Series and the Seahawks win the Super Bowl in 2026? What do you think?
I can't wait. Merry Christmas to all of our listeners. Happy New Year. Have a good one, everybody.
What Bob said.
Calling all Seahawks fans, this is Cliff Averill. I'm here to announce Away Game Rumble at Muckleshoot Casino Resort, sponsored by Corona and Modelo. Take football Sundays to the next level with a free viewing party at Galaxy for every away game. Count on giveaways, specials, big screens, big action, and so much more. Full details at muckleshootcasino.com/rumble. Don't miss Away Game Rumble only at Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rirucka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses, and yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Guys, if you're worn down, putting on weight, dealing with low T symptoms, or ED, something's off. Ignoring symptoms doesn't fix the real issue. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering free full diagnostic panels. A $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. The key areas that reveal what's driving low T, ED, and more. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. This gives you a clear answer on what's off and the steps to improve it. Over 120,000 patients have trusted Revive since 2011 because the results are real. Claim your free full diagnostic panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
It's Toyota-thon. Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota Renton are providing you with large savings and the widest selection of inventory on Toyota favorites like the 2026 Corolla LE, leasing at $219 a month for 39 months with $29.99 due at signing. The Camry LE at 4.99% APR for 72 months, and the Prius leasing at $305 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. It's Toyota-thon at ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaofRenton.com. Whether you're in the north or the south, they got you covered.
Offers valid till January 5th, 2026. Excludes taxes, titles, licenses, dealer accessories, and a $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee. Models 1-852-255-21263.
Breast cancer is a tough battle for anyone to fight. But when you can't work, care for your kids, or even put food on the table, that diagnosis can be devastating. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda, a plastic surgeon who is proud to support Northwest Hope and Healing. Our mission is to provide a lifeline for breast and gynecologic cancer patients. We cover essentials like food, utilities, and childcare, so patients can focus on healing. For more than 25 years, Northwest Hope and Healing has distributed over $3 million to thousands of local cancer patients, and you can help make a difference in our community. Join us on Saturday, January 31st for Cork, Fork, and Support, an afternoon of fine wine, gourmet cuisine, and inspiration at Mary Hill Winery in the heart of Woodinville wine country. Get your tickets now for Cork, Fork, and Support on January 31st. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
For 50 seasons,
sold out Kingdome as the Seahawks get ready to go down on the field.
When it comes to passion,
the blitz is on, the ball pops loose, picks it up in the 15 to the 10 to 5, touchdown Seahawks!
And noise.
Make a little noise. He's resetting his running backs. Penalty flags all over the place. They're going to blow the play dead.
And dedication. It's always the 12s, celebrating 50 seasons of Seahawks football. Visit Seahawks.com/tickets today.
At Bible Law Group, we understand what it means to be local legal representation. From shopping at the Bon Marché, picking up gear at Chubby and Tubby, crying for Joey Cora, now for Cal, grabbing a burger while JP Patches clowns by. We live here and fight for you. That's why Bible Law gives local representation to those facing legal problems too big for prayers, even if you can't pronounce Squim or Puyallup. Our legal team has secured more than $40 million in settlements for our clients. We're ready to fight for you. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Seahawks are tied for a league high with 6 players selected to the Pro Bowl. Congratulations to JSN, Sam Darnold, DeMarcus Lawrence, Leonard Williams, Devin Witherspoon, and Rashid Shaheed. Get ready for 3 of the worst games you've ever seen this Christmas. I'm kidding, but you do have some weird matchups with a few teams that are completely out of it. Cowboys-Commanders kicks off at 10 a.m. Lions-Vikings is at 1:30. As a reminder, the Lions aren't officially eliminated, but they do need to win their next 2 and have the Packers lose out. And finally, Broncos-Chiefs at 5:15.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Seahawks Draft Blog's Rob Staton joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Rob, this question's going to sound a little out of the woodwork, but yesterday Bump said that no one knows Jags fans. But then Curtis pointed out Jags pretty big in the UK. Do you know Jags fans?
I know one Jaguars fan called Gary, and he's a long-suffering Jaguars fan. However, in our little group chat, there's, I think, 3 Broncos fans that are in the group chat. And he wasn't really celebrating that much. Like, he wasn't rubbing it in. I was thinking he was going to be like, oh, yeah, look at the Jaguars. But no, he wasn't really milking it too much. But I know one Jaguars fan. And there are Jaguars fans in the UK that have adopted the team. So they do exist. They don't exist close to where I am, though.
Okay, well, now we know. You know what? Every time the Jags win a game from here on for the rest of the season, I'm going to go, I love this for Gary. Now, he's the only Jags fan we know. We're rooting for Gary.
Yeah, it's weird. I couldn't think of a Jags fan that I know.
You know more than all of us combined.
Yeah, for sure. Man, it feels like that was a long time ago that the Hawks played a football game, huh? What was that experience like for you? What time was it when they were playing over there?
Well, you know, the game finished at about 5 o'clock in the morning. So it was a long night, and especially because I broke one of my rules for this season is not to tweet during the games. Like, unless it's going well and I just want to say, hey, this is amazing. Like, do not tweet during the games. And unfortunately, I broke that rule during this game because it was just, for a lot of it, it was very frustrating. You know, the Rams were well on top. They were dominating. It felt like they were almost like a tier above the Seahawks. And then just the most amazing finish. And I have to say, like, when you experience that kind of finish, and it's all happening between the hours of 3:30 in the morning and 5 o'clock in the morning, it almost feels a little bit better. So I feel like it was a great experience for me. I'm very tired the next day. Probably had about 2 hours sleep and then went to work and then tried to sort of get my head straight around everything I had to do that day. And then just good to enjoy the weekend and bask and watch the rest of the NFL, knowing the Seahawks had already won against the Rams.
All right, Seahawks path to a number 1 seed. We all know what it is. Win out. Doesn't matter what anyone else does. There are still paths, obviously, if they drop a game. I'm feeling pretty good about their chances against Carolina. 49ers making me a little more nervous after what we saw on Monday night. How do you feel about the Seahawks' chances of winning out?
I don't know, because watching the Niners yesterday, I think Kyle Shanahan should be coach of the year, because it's very easy to say, well, Mike Raible should get it, or Sean Payton, or even in Seattle's case, Mike McDonald. But for Kyle Shanahan to lose his starting quarterback for a large chunk of the season, to lose Nick Bosa for most of the season, to lose George Kittle for, I think, about half of the games that they've played, to lose Fred Warner as well, and to see them playing as well as they are and on the winning run that they're on and still in with a chance of being the number 1 seed. And like, if they get the number 1 seed, they're at home, like, because the Super Bowl's in Santa Clara as well. So I think Kyle Shanahan deserves an unbelievable amount of credit for everything that he's done this season. And I have to say, they do worry me. Now, they worry me enough that at halftime during the game, I stayed up to watch the Colts game. I watched the highlights back of week 1 to just remind myself of what it looks like when the Seahawks play the 49ers. And the Seahawks had plenty of chances in that game, as frustrating as it was, to win. So I think this is going to be a very interesting game when the two teams meet. Obviously, Seattle's got to beat Carolina first. But that San Francisco game in the final weekend of the season, that is going to be incredibly difficult. Now, they've got one, what I've been calling signature win against the Rams. It would be amazing to see them go and get another one in Santa Clara to get the number 1 seed, to have that bye. in the wild card round. But I have to say, just being really honest, that's going to be a really tough game, I think, in the final week.
Yeah, I agree. I was watching that game last night and kind of shaking my head, thinking about all the things that you just talked about. Purdy had the best game of his career, arguably, with 5 touchdowns being thrown. Kittle looked good, McCaffrey. When you look at just the matchup, what the 49ers present on offense and what the Seahawks present on defense, where do you think the edge is?
Brock Purdy is very frustrating to play against. Like he's just sort of very sneakily elusive and can throw on the run, and he's going to give you a chance in every single game. And we saw that again last night. There are opportunities there to turn the ball over and to have some success, and I think that's what you would need to do. Christian McCaffrey is a little bit like what Marshawn Lynch was. Very different players, but whatever you've got sort of Christian McCaffrey, you can lean on him in your game plan. You can just hand him the football. You can obviously play in the passing game. It's going to give you a chance to win any game where he's on the field. And that's how I always felt with Marshawn Lynch. That it didn't matter how bad the Seahawks were. If they just handed the ball off to Marshawn, they would be in the game and the opponent would have to plan for that. So that's the real issue. George Kittle, obviously, I know he left the game at one point last night. He is also an exceptional talent. It's that the difference to me is that San Francisco's defense does not look good. And Phillip Rivers, bless him, loved watching Phillip Rivers again yesterday. He very much has a dad bod, to put it bluntly. He is very much in his mid-40s. The arm strength and the zip is not there. And at times he was carving them up with just his intelligence and sort of his knowledge of the offense unbelievably at this stage. And he did a good job against them. They've got no pass rush to speak of. That's where you would have to exploit them. So I think this is when they do play the 49ers, it'll be a game for can Sam Darnold really show, look, I've got this great opportunity here against a really weak pass rush now because of the injuries and no Fred Warner this time. Go and carve them up. Go and put a load of yards on the field. Go and put some points up. Show that you can go and dominate there in the passing game when the opportunity presents itself. And if he can do that, that puts a lot of pressure on Brock Purdy. And I think Brock Purdy playing from behind might be an issue against this defense.
So speaking of maybe wanting to see that from Sam in Week 18, is there anything over the final 2 weeks where you're going, God, I feel pretty good about where this team is. They're pretty complete. But if I could see this outside of Sam against San Francisco, but if I could see this, I'd feel great about their playoff or chances to make a deep playoff run.
Running game. It's the running game. Like the Seahawks can win a Super Bowl if they can run the football for me. Like I don't hold out any hope that it's going to happen now. We're speaking 2 days before Christmas. Like in what point does anything sort of just switch on? At 2 days before Christmas, it doesn't happen. So I'm kind of writing off that we're going to see a really dominant running game at any point. But because the defense is so good, I just feel as if you got to a position where you could run not necessarily amazingly, not suggesting that you go out there and run for 230 yards or something in these games now, but can it just be a bit more consistent? Even against the Rams, where they had a lot more yardage success, it felt like it was down to explosive plays, like one-off moments. It didn't necessarily feel like you were watching this like really complimentary, dynamic running game. I think that's what you want to see. If they go into the playoffs and can run the ball and play defense, then it takes a lot of pressure off Sam Darnold. He can point guard a little bit more. He's not going to maybe run the risk of throwing too many interceptions and turning the ball over. If they could get to that, then they could be the Super Bowl favorites in the NFC. It's just that for whatever reason, they just haven't been able to combine their sort of schematic execution with the offensive line, with the running backs have kind of underperformed a little bit from expectation generally. I know that both played quite well again the other day. But if they could get that right, that's the thing for me that would make me think they've got a real chance here. They've got a real chance anyway, but they would have an even better chance if the running game was working.
What'd you make of the resilience of Sam Darnold?
You have to take your hat off to him. I put a tweet out again. It was an ill-advised tweet because people were reading this after the game and it made it seem like I'd tweeted it out as he was throwing the game-winning two-point conversion. But I suggested there might be a little bit of a QB problem here because this is sort of a run now going back to that first Rams game where there were turnovers or near turnovers. He was not playing with the same execution that we were seeing in the first half of the season. it was starting to remind me a little bit of 2022 when Gino had that amazing sort of first half of the season, then went to Germany. And then for whatever reason, there was a little bit of regression after that game against the Buccaneers in Munich. And it started to feel a bit like that. And just after I'd tweeted that, then it was lights out for the rest of the game. So it was, I'm not taking credit for that. I'm not saying that it was like some kind of reverse jinx or anything, but it did feel a little bit like that. Then after that, he's got the great throw to AJ Barner. That drive at the end, which, so much pressure on the Seahawks there because you have to score a touchdown. You have to get the 2-point conversion. And he made it look so, I'm going to say make it look easy. Obviously, it's not, but he did kind of make it look pretty easy. I mean, that throw to Cooper Kupp is one of the throws of the season for me. That is a tremendous throw. And then when you get into the red zone and everything's condensed and there's not as much space, I just find this tiny gap to fit it into Jaxon Smith-Njigba, and then I'll execute the play as required with all of the pressure on you. The season's on the line for that number 1 seed, and he just finds his tight end and calmly just distributes the ball to him. I think you have to give him a whole bunch of credit there. And I felt like the NFL world, if you weren't a Rams fan, there aren't that many of them, I don't think. If you weren't a Rams fan, you were sort of breathing a huge sigh of relief and just saying, I want Sam Darnold to get the job done here. He's very likable. So I don't think you had to be a Seahawks fan to have a big smile on your face after that game was won.
Speaking of the offense, what have you made of Clint Kubiak's year? We've talked so much about Darnold and JSN and all the individual pieces, and we've occasionally asked you about Clint Kubiak, but consider this kind of a check-in again, heading into Week 17 of just what you've seen, what you like, what questions you might have.
Well, you could easily look at maybe the last month and say it's been a mixed bag. But what I would suggest to that is, let's just remember where he was starting from. With respect to Ryan Grubb, the offense was a horror show last year. It just didn't work in any way. It was basically, Gino, can you make something happen in a number of those games? If the pass rush was all over him or there's no running game, please, quarterback, just go and bail us out. And he often felt the constraints of that, I think. And this year, you've had to pretty much rebuild everything. And Jaxon Smith-Njigba's having an amazing year. You have been able to get a decent season out of Sam Darnold. Not flawless, not always great, but a decent season out of Sam Darnold. The offensive line, we might be able to say the offensive line's not been amazing over the last few weeks, but look again where it has come from. And then even stuff like, we were talking about Charles Cross last week, and he leaves, he can't play in this game against the Rams. The replacement comes in and you didn't really notice. I think all of these things are a credit to actually Clint Kubiak. And I just hope that he's here next season so the Seahawks can build on everything they've created. I think it could be even better next year. So I think for a first year overall, you have to say he's done a very good job.
We saw Ken Walker finally have a 100-yard game, his second one of the year, going back all the way to week 2 against the Steelers. What did you see out of him? Do you think it was his angles? Was it the play calling? Was it just his day? Let's talk about Ken Walker.
I don't know whether it was anything in particular that was different. Maybe it's just that the Rams did not defend some of those plays as well as perhaps they would have hoped. I think that run after half-time is just, if the Seahawks had given up a run like that, you'd have been really frustrated. It just felt really easy. But the screen pass very early on was obviously very well executed, something they'd obviously planned to do in the week. It was in the scripted plays. That worked a treat. He did look very, very good. I still feel as if, for whatever reason, with Ken and with Zach Charbonnet, it's never quite got up to sort of the level you would have hoped for this year. And I do think it's a combination of how they performed and the blocking. There's still an opportunity for Ken Walker there. He's in a contract year. If the blocking can improve ever so slightly, if he can go out there and finish strongly, if he could have a great playoff, it's not beyond the realms of players to just have a great playoff series. Like when Joe Flacco won the Super Bowl, it was really, he turned it on in the playoffs. He didn't turn it on in the regular season. So if he can do that at quarterback, can a running back do that in the playoffs? So it's still there for him to finish on a high and really bolster his value going into free agency. But I still think there's more to come from him, although you have to say that was a strong performance with some really explosive plays, and you will always take those from your running backs.
All right, speaking of the playoffs and getting to a Super Bowl, a bit of an exercise here, Rob. If you were to finish this sentence, you can be as creative as you want. The Seahawks get through the playoffs and win a Super Bowl because blank.
Because they have the most balanced, complete roster in the NFC. I think you look at everybody else, and I think the Rams have flaws. We've seen that. I think they've got obviously a more experienced, more proven quarterback who's won a Super Bowl before and a Super Bowl winning head coach. They've obviously got Puka Nacua, who is brilliant. I don't think their secondary is that good. I think you can attack it. I think that their linebackers have got issues there. I do think there are some problems. I think we've seen the Eagles have never quite managed to get back to where they were last year. The 49ers have got a whole bunch of injuries. The one thing the Seahawks have got is they do not have a lot of holes. They're not, as I've said before, they're not playing flawless football at every level, but they have a very good offense. They have an exceptional defense, and they have the best special teams in the NFL. If you have those three things, you can win a game in any way. If you have to win a game because of a punt return, if you have to win a game because of your defense, if you have to win a game because the offense needs to drive down and get something done in the fourth quarter, they have shown multiple times this season they can win it in very different ways. I think that matters. So I do think it'd be beneficial to get that bye week. You then only have to win 2 home games in a muddled NFC to get to the Super Bowl. It sounds easier than it probably is, but I think if they can get that number 1 seed, they will have a real chance at this because their roster is balanced. They play well on all 3 sides of all 3 aspects of football, and that will give them the chance to get to the final game.
Love the answer. And as always, Rob, we love you joining us. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Rob.
Merry Christmas, and Merry Christmas to all of your listeners as well.
Merry Christmas. Have a good one. Let's get to 4 down territory.
This is 4 down territory, going inside the game. What former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
Look, sometimes my transitions aren't perfect.
Hey, it was sweet.
You know,
it was very sweet.
Sometimes I see an opportunity and I'll be like, oh, love the answer. And I'm a writer.
I know what you do.
I'm a writer. I'm a poet.
I know what you do.
There are tears coming out of your eyes. First down.
All right, let me
cook.
All right, my bad.
God, I love a full circle moment.
I do too.
First down. What impresses you the most about Bryce Young?
I was telling you, when I was watching the film, it looks like you're out there playing quarterback. Like, he is so small. He's so petite. He's out there.
Imagine.
But he's standing tall in the pocket. There are a couple of times where Tampa Bay hit him with a stun on the offensive line. The left guard gets fooled. He's standing there, kind of like, remember the throw that Sam Darnold had to Cooper Kupp on the sideline where he had to stand there and just get hit? That happened a couple of times with Bryce Young. And it's impressive because he's not Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's like 6'3", 6'4", 225. Nah, he's a little dude, man. So he's tough, man. And he's confident. I'm watching him make some of these throws across the middle of the field. They're looking good. You know what I do. I convince myself every week that this team can beat the Seahawks. And the more film I watch on Bryce Young, the more I'm impressed with his arm talent because he has it, and he can operate from the pocket, and he's not very big. So, yeah, it's he's only been sacked like 25 times, too, so he's getting the football out as well. Bryce Young looks pretty good. It's a lot better than the film I watched a couple years ago.
If they weren't playing the Seahawks, I'd be rooting for them.
Yeah,
I have
sure.
to as the petites. It's just like I root for Kyler Murray. I just have to.
Got to.
I have no choice.
Mandatory.
I can't believe you have tears in your eyes.
Stacy, that had me. I wasn't expecting it. I'm like, how did I not hear that transition?
I just thought it makes sense. Like, it'll be a smooth transition.
Yeah, it was.
Surely. No, the problem is nothing about me is
I was
smooth.
caught off guard. I was just caught off guard.
Thought it worked. Second down. How can the Seahawks get off to a fast start?
I think, look, they've tried almost everything. They've tried running the football. They've tried throwing the football down the field. Screen work last week. That was fun. I think now it's about getting number 22 the football early. You know, you've already shown the jet sweep and the reverse and whatnot. Show that, right? Make this defense have to prepare for that. Because I'm watching Tampa Bay and the way that they were affecting the Panthers defense. All that shifting in motion and stuff really gets these guys off balance, man. And because 22 has the capability of taking it to the house, I say let's try feeding him early now. We've done with JSN, the running backs, tight ends. A.J. Barnett got us going one game. So let's switch it up and move number 22 around, put him in different spots, and see if we can get the offense going like that.
I like that approach. I'm going to be watching for it Sunday. Third down. What have you learned to be okay with when it comes to the Seahawks?
That they're going to turn the ball over.
It's about acceptance.
Yeah, I've accepted it. They're going to turn the ball over. Well, we talked yesterday. It's more about the timing of the turnovers. And it can't be, okay, this turnover they score off it and it puts us down 3 scores in the third quarter. Even though we saw them come back from 16 points in the fourth in about 7-something minutes. But
I tricked myself into thinking the Colts could do that. I thought, I was like, yeah, I mean, shoot, this is the same score the Seahawks are looking at.
Well, they did get an interception.
They did.
And you thought, all right, they might be doing something here. But no, I've been okay with it. I'm going to accept one turnover a game, just one.
Okay.
Because Sam Darnold's up there when it comes to interceptions. The Hawks lead the league when it comes to fumbles.
Yeah.
That is just who they are, man. And you asked me weeks ago, could that be fixed in a week? And I said yes. It was fixed for a week, and then it came right back. This is just their identity, unfortunately. When we talk about JSN, explosive pass plays, struggle to run the football, this is who they are at this point of the season. So I'm saying I'm not going to sit here and be okay with Sam throwing 3 interceptions. But if we turn the football over once, I think this defense can overcome that. And I'm not going to stress out over it the way that I used to.
You know, Art is messy.
That's
what I would say if I was Sam Darnold. I'd throw a horrible pick, and then I'd go to the sideline like, Art's messy.
Art's messy.
Okay?
Relax.
I'm painting out here. 4th down. Someone pointed out I did actively root for Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah.
Sorry. You are right. Anyways, 4th down. Anything from Rob?
Yeah, we found out that he does know a Jags fan. That's one.
Gary.
How many people? Me, you, Curtis, I guess Matt
5
counts.
people yesterday.
Yeah.
Matt definitely counts.
Matt counts, even though we know he don't know no Jags fans. Like, no one knows a Jags fan.
No one knew. I don't think anyone listening knows a Jags fan.
Someone texted him yesterday their brother-in-law was a Jags fan.
I don't believe them.
Don't believe him?
No.
All right, so one, we found out that Gary is a Jags fan.
And 2, that there's a liar in our midst on the text line.
and 2, I don't think he's ready to call the Seahawks true contenders yet. The way he talks about Sam Darnold, he's like, I don't know, which is fine. I get it. I'm not saying anyone has to think the way that you and I think, but it's telling because we're in this bubble, and I like to listen to people outside the bubble. And it wasn't even a little bit. Like, yeah, I think they can get it done. It was like, if he turns the football over and all that, and I get it, I understand it. So that's why I think this week is important, because you have to show that you can handle the emotional roller coaster of a Thursday night and go play a team that is pretty good in the Panthers and correct some of the wrongs over there.
Rob did make the point of, like, I would feel so much more confident if the run game was consistent, but it's Christmas.
Yeah.
2 weeks in the regular season left. Like, there's in week 5, I can ask questions like, all right, what can they prove this weekend? The run game isn't really a viable answer anymore.
And it's not as bad as we think either. The run game isn't as bad as we think. They're middle of the pack, but we feel like they have the personnel to at least be top 10, maybe? Top 12?
Well, and there was the intention. It was every interview, everything. Like, everything was always about, we want to be better running the ball. And that was verbatim what Mike McDonald would talk about, what Clint Kubiak would talk about once he was hired, what John Schneider would talk about. John mentioned it so often and from the combine pressers that people were like, he's going to draft a running back.
Right.
He's going to get a second-round running back. And he didn't. They did get a running back, but Damian Martinez late. But I think it was the focus on it that also increased the expectation, because it's like, well, that's a huge part of where you're putting your energy. It just didn't work out.
Text lines. I know 3 Jags fans.
All of you guys are lying.
But they say I live an hour west of Jacksonville. Yeah, we're saying outside of Florida.
I'm saying not even outside of Florida. I'm saying, like, in Washington. Who amongst us here knows a Jags fan? I've never met one in my entire life.
Me either.
My whole life I've lived.
Are you sure?
My whole life I've lived, and I've never met one. Except for Gary. Now Gary.
Except for Gary. And I still haven't met him.
Honestly, no, but now I'm, like, rooting for Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Root for Gary.
I want them to get the #1 seed for him so that he has this. Dan Lanning's got an issue with the college football playoff. That's next.
Hey, everybody, it's Bob Staton here along with Dave Wyman from the Wyman and Bob Show. And it's going to be tough, Dave, to top 2025. The Mariners, 8 outs away from the World Series. The Seahawks, as we sit, are the #1 seed in the NFC. How do they top that in 26?
How about Mariners to the World Series and the Seahawks win the Super Bowl in 2026? What do you think?
I can't wait. Merry Christmas to all of our listeners. Happy New Year. Have a good one, everybody.
What Bob said.
Big Nation Station reminds listeners many uniformed personnel and healthcare providers will spend this holiday season working hard to keep us safe. These heroic men and women spend long hours away from home, protecting our freedom and providing critical medical care. Please thank them for their many sacrifices and putting their lives on the line for us every day. Happy holidays to you and yours from the entire team at Big Nation Station. We've got a complete stock of beverages, snacks, hot food, and more, and are wishing you and yours a very happy and safe holiday season.
Hey, Mike Salk here for my friends at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel, and obviously New Year's is coming up. Can you believe it? Book your stay at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel for an evening of elegance at a night at the Grand Ball. This New Year's Eve celebration includes the legendary DJ Super Sam. And sports fans, you got to check out the Hawks Peak. You're home for game days with great food and drinks, more than 60 TVs, so you won't miss a play, and a heated, covered outdoor deck with those great views of the Snoqualmie Valley. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
No gift? No problem. With Target's last-minute gifts, the holidays are a breeze. You can score on the hottest toys, beauty must-haves, chocolatey stocking stuffers, and much more. And if you need it now, no worries. Swing by any Target store today and snag all the stocking stuffers and gifts for the most magical season yet. Step into the holidays, check off everything on your list, and save big on your last-minute gifts. Only at Target. Restrictions apply.
For delicious meals, you could go out to eat or spend hours in the kitchen. Or you could just make a Marie Callender's meal. Yeah, you heard me. Marie Callender's classic chicken parmigiana bowl is delicious with scratch-made marinara sauce, creamy mozzarella cheese, and no preservatives. It's high in protein with 30 grams per serving. Marie Callender's, what having it all tastes like.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
DayandNight.net.
This month, Day and Night gives you a free furnace with the installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
DayandNight.net.
Want more Seahawks content? Join me, G. Scott, on The Reset. New episodes of the podcast every Monday and Thursday on YouTube or on the Seattle Sports app.
At Washington Energy Services, we take the time to get to know you and your home. We have the passion and commitment to see each project through and to treat our work as more than just a job. For over 65 years, we've offered award-winning home services from heating and cooling, plumbing and electrical to windows and doors. Complete home improvement handled from start to comfort. For peace of mind when you need it most, count on Washington Energy Services, bringing good energy to your home.
Styles change, 12s grow, but Seahawks love, that's forever. From the young fans in their fresh new jerseys to the lifelong 12s in their throwback jackets. At the Pro Shop, we've got gear for 12s of every age and every walk of life. This is the Pro Shop. Shop official Seahawks gear in-store at Lumen Field and the Landing in Renton, or online at Seahawks.com/Pro Shop.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through January 4th, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto-pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
Lots of college football talk to get to with the timeline, so let's jump into it. First story, Michigan interim head coach Biff Poggi, all-time name, didn't hold back when asked what he'd change about the football program if he was hired for the full-time job. Cut 3, take a listen.
Everything that happens in this building has to be reevaluated, quite frankly, because it is not up to standard. The staff has to be reevaluated, and I mean the coaches, I mean the analyst, I mean everybody in the building, except Dave, but has to be evaluated. Our strength and conditioning, our nutrition, our medical, everything, because obviously it has been 5 years of, let's just call it what it is, a malfunctioning organization where there's something every year. And I know that, what the athletic director has made very clear, he doesn't want any more of that. And so if I am named the coach, which again, I don't know if I am, but there will be a massive self-examination of what happens in this building. And you can expect a lot of changes.
Yeah, I think it's very important to always self-reflect and see like what your program or business, like if you're a business owner, what are we doing well? Where do we need change? I do like to imagine though that somewhere is like an analyst or a janitor or a trainer who's going, wait, because Sharon Moore did that, well, I'm doing my job. What do you mean changes, Biff?
He's talking about John Harbaugh too. He said it's been going on for a minute. I had to look and see how long he's been there. 2021 was his first year. He was there from 21 to 22. And then he left to Charlotte, 23, 24, and then he came back. And then he was an analyst in 16. He's been around this program for a long time. And, no, it's supposed to. You're supposed to shake it up, man.
Yeah.
What's his name, Shamar?
Moore?
Sharon Moore.
Sharon.
Coach Moore. Jack that whole thing up, man. Goodness gracious.
We talked about it.
Hey.
And it gets blended together.
He really had things operating with no kind of integrity over there. So, Biff,
Yeah.
Coach, do your thing.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Next up, why don't teams with first-round buys in the college football playoff get home games in the second round? A great question raised by Oregon head coach Dan Lanning, who says his team's Orange Bowl matchup against Texas Tech should be played in Lubbock. Cut 4, take a listen.
I don't know if there's a side advantage. I think it's just more of an indicator that the way we do playoffs in college football is messed up, right? I mean, in my opinion, we're really excited to be going to the Orange Bowl, but this game should be played at Texas Tech, right? They're the higher-seeded team. We should play a week, like right after the last game. The next playoff game should be the next Saturday. The next playoff game should be the next Saturday. The next playoff game should be the next Saturday, and a championship game. But we're trying to fit a lot of things in different sequence. But in my opinion, this game should be played at Tech. There should be a home field advantage for them. But I know their fans will travel, our fans will travel, and we're really excited to be playing in the Orange Bowl. So I could talk about what ifs and all those pieces. There's definitely a skill and an art to making sure that your team's prepared when you have long breaks. And I think that was clear last year. Certainly it'll be clear now. You got a little bit more time to prepare for this game, but a little bit different than the last one. And that's the other part that doesn't make really a lot of sense is the sequence of days in between each game and each playoff. There's just not really a rhythm.
What do you think?
I agree with the rhythm. Why are we waiting so long? Just get this thing over with. I mean, I understand like a break before the actual playoffs, but
a long break between two?
Come on now. These kids are going to school, graduating, coming back and playing ball. Like it's taking
They're getting
forever.
married, having kids, and then coming back for the Rose Bowl.
It's taking forever to get this done. As far as the bowls, I kind of get why they do it this way. It's because NCAA got contracts with these venues and these sponsors, so they have to play these games. In Texas Tech, I mean, they are the higher seed. He's making complete sense, but now we're talking money. We're talking bowl games. We're talking money. The schedule can be fixed. I think there's a way to do that. As far as the bowl game goes, they got to play out these contracts.
Well, and I think, and I have to remind myself of this because I have bias when it comes to like a more regional or closer one here where it's like the Rose Bowl. And it's like, well, yeah, the Rose Bowl has to be played there. Why would it be somewhere else? And it's like, okay, well, what about the home field of the higher seed? And it's like, well, no, it's tradition. I mean, that's exactly how people are feeling about the Orange Bowl, about anything else. It's like there's branding, it's sponsored, and then you're also selling that far in advance and booking it far in advance. So I get it, but I also, it's a neutral site, but it's still frustrating. Like, I do appreciate a more standard postseason format or playoff format where a higher seed hosts.
It's because we're changing the format so quickly that you're not going to get it exactly right within the next few years. You got to make some things up.
Next up, we won't see one of the biggest rivalries in college football until 2030. This after USC and Notre Dame could not reach an agreement to extend their series. USC reportedly did not want to schedule a non-conference opponent like Notre Dame so late in the season because it could tank either team's college football playoff chances. SC asked Notre Dame to play the game in week 0 in 2026, and the Fighting Irish declined. Trojan great Keyshawn Johnson was not happy with Lincoln Riley and the SC athletic department for stopping the rivalry. Cut 5. Take a listen to Keyshawn.
Here's what I'm going to say, man. I don't know what is going on with our athletic department. Okay, we got people in there that are not Trojans, that don't know anything about being a Trojan, running our athletic department. We got a head coach that knows nothing about being a Trojan. Why don't we just not play football? How about that? We're not going to play Notre Dame again, possibly till 2030 is what I'm understanding. That doesn't make any sense. I grew up on the Notre Dame-USC rivalry. And I'm not one to go in on my athletic department, nor am I one to go in on the USC football coach. But if I can remember correctly, I had Lincoln Riley talking about, well, I don't know if I want to play them in the future. You ain't going to be here in the future. Especially if you keep missing the playoffs. You're not going to be here in the future. I promise you that. So I don't understand what our athletic department or administration or board of trustees, board of regents, whatever you want to call it, what the hell are they doing?
I'm not mad at Uncle Keyshawn right now. Yeah, he's speaking truth. And this is, man, college football is just changing so much, right?
Yes.
Because all the movement that's happening, you used to walk into a department and there were direct ties to that university. But because of all the money and movement that's going on now, he's absolutely right. You got people making decisions that don't really care and have the love for the university that someone else would. So I get him with that. And Lincoln Riley, that is a bar right there. You ain't going to be here. I get Lincoln Riley maybe 3 more years before he's gone. So why would you let him make a decision for the future of this program when he's not going to be here?
Yeah.
I think he's absolutely right. Notre Dame and USC is one of the best rivalries in sports. The fact that we're not going to see that is ridiculous. You remember the Bush push, against Notre Dame pushing Matt Larned into the end zone? Like, this is, I'm with you, Uncle Key. And I didn't even go to USC, but I feel you, man.
Well, I mean, maybe being in the previous Pac-12 for both of us, you just kind of feel like, but these are rivalries, either rivalries that you know about from those schools or inter-conference schools where, like, this is a much more regional example. But I had a similar feeling when it came to, okay, now conference realignment is changing things for the Apple Cup. Okay, it's going to be beginning of the year. Okay, fine. And then I remember thinking, like, does Jedd Fisch care at all about the Apple Cup? Like, is this, and it's not to say that, like, Sarkisian, many coaches prior went here, but at least it was more entrenched in how important that was. And you're there for a couple years, so you know, if you lose, it's bad blood. If you win, you're like, I got to defend it. There's at least some kind of legacy or tradition that you know how to honor because you kind of get entrenched in it somehow. But like, when you start getting new head coaches and that corresponds with conference realignment or things that are already clinging to life support, that head coach isn't going to fight for it.
Try having 5 head coaches in 4 years. At least the one we got now is from the area, so he'll feel it. But yeah, it's rough.
It's tough out there. I don't know. What would you most want to see change about college football? I know you talked about the transfer portal.
Yeah, I'm fine with the transfer portal.
Yeah.
I think you should be able to take your career where you want to. But you also should commit to a university for like 2 to 3 years before you're able to do that. If you redshirt, then I say you got to do 3 years. If you don't redshirt and you're actually playing, then you got to do 2 years. Because then fans can depend on, I'm going to see that player next year. You know, he's gonna ride with us. I can emotionally invest in that player. I'm concerned that the game day experience is going to change in college football because fans don't feel the loyalty that used to be there.
Get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776. Coming up next.
The Brock and Salk Show's Brock Heward.
You know, the great thing about this time of year is we all give gifts to our family and our friends and our loved ones. And after all of these years here, and after all of these years at Seattle Sports, you guys give us the gift every day of being a part of the show. We don't have a show without you, and I truly, from my heart, mean that. So wishing all of you out there an incredible Christmas, a happy new year, and so thankful that we're all part of the same family.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hey everyone, Bump here. If you have not seen Seattle U's men's basketball team play yet, now is your chance. See Wazoo, Gonzaga, St. Mary's take on the Red Hawks at Climate Pledge. Next up are the Cougs on December 30th. Grab your tickets at GoSeattleU.com/tickets.
It's a cold winter night and your furnace dies. Don't let this happen to you. If your system's 12 years or older, upgrade now to a Mitsubishi electric heating and air conditioning system from Home Comfort Alliance and stay warm. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
May I help you? I just wanted to request a late checkout, please. Of course. That's $30 per hour for up to 4 hours. Huh. Okay, but if you can offer a late checkout, then that probably means no one is staying in that room. So if it's empty, maybe I can just stay a few extra hours. Oh, aren't you adorable?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
This holiday season, Capital One reminds you to give yourself the gift of 1.5% cash back with the Capital One Quicksilver Card.
Can I earn 1.5% cash back on birds?
Birds?
What if you sent your true love 2 turtle doves plus a partridge in a pear tree?
Sure, but why would anyone want that?
The song was very convincing.
Earn 1.5% cash back on all your holiday purchases with the Capital One Quicksilver Card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Guys, leave weight gain, low T, and ED in 2025. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering free full diagnostic panels, a $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contests are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on seattlesports.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
This is the home of the Seahawks.
Gonna let one fly deep. Got a man out there. Ball is caught down at the 10-yard line, and it's JSN.
Seattle Sports.
Hey, Mike Salk here for my friends at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. And obviously, New Year's is coming up. Can you believe it? Book your stay at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel for an evening of elegance at a night at the Grand Ball. This New Year's Eve celebration includes the legendary DJ Super Sam. And sports fans, you got to check out the Hawks Peak. You're home for game days with great food and drinks, more than 60 TVs, so you won't miss a play, and a heated, covered outdoor deck with those great views of the Snoqualmie Valley. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
As a quarterback, you cannot run a winning play with a messy playbook. And most companies' data, well, it's a mess. AI is changing the game, but if your data is scattered, you're stuck on the sidelines. Brock Heward here, and this is where my friends at Marquee Data come in. They get your data in shape, clean, connected, ready to perform, so you can finally put AI to work for your business. Whether sales, finance, or operations, every smart move starts with the right data. So head to mydataqb.com to draw up your game-winning data play today. That's Marquee Data or mydataqb.com.
Holiday shopping got you stressed? The Mariners have you covered. Grab a season ticket membership for the super fan in your life, and they could lock in the best seats and benefits like guaranteed postseason access. Or mix and match with single game tickets for everyone on your list. From opening day on March 26th to must-see matchups against the Yankees, Phillies, and more. This holiday season, make Mariners.com your one-stop shopping destination.
Oh, he makes the catch. What a snag by Julio Rodriguez.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Get your questions in for what I need to know. 866-979-3776. Sports, non-sports, doesn't matter. Starting with the Seahawks win the bump. What I need to know. Can Ken Walker make it back to back 100-yard rushing games? And do you like the 50-50 split, or would you rather it be 70-30 with halfbacks?
Yes, I think he can go back-to-back 100-yard games just because of the way that he was running last week. He was more downhill. He was decisive. There's a burst about him that I enjoy seeing. No, I'm fine with the way they split the carries. It's working. I mean, Zach has shown that once he gets into the red zone, he's the guy who gets downhill. K9 has shown that he can still make explosive runs. I'm fine with how they're doing things now. I was fighting it at first because I felt like K9 should get the bulk of the carries, but no, I'm good.
Non-sports, what I need to know. Why is there a stigma behind gifting cash? It's quite possibly the best gift you can give or receive.
I don't know. That's what my son wants now. I'm like, hey, what do you want? What do you want for Christmas? He's like, just money. I'm like, I have to buy you something so you know that I know you.
That's,
you know what I mean?
I think the stigma. I think people think it's not personal and that Christmas is otherwise a deeply personal holiday where like the entire point of giving a gift is showing that like I got something I knew you would love. Yeah. And I always loved like, oh, your grandma gives you $5 and a birthday card. Great. She doesn't have to know something to get me. But yeah, I think I honestly don't think I'd like getting gift cards from my family.
No?
No, not as an adult. Now, not when you can like, okay, well, if I need something, I can buy it. Like, I kind of want to know that like you got me something where you thought it was funny or
I'll take cash all day. Cash, not a gift card.
Everyone send your cash to Michael Bumpus.
Yes, Venmo me.
866-979-3776. Why hasn't Milroe been part of the offense?
He doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
He just doesn't. They tried it early. He fumbled, and he takes up a roster spot too. Mm-hmm. You got to have your backup quarterback be a guy can come in and run the offense, and that's Drew Lock at this point. I think when Milroe is a developmental year, the same way like people or teams throw kids out there or men out there and rush the process. And I'm good with them slowing it down with this one.
Well, and you're deeply competitive. You're fighting for the number 1 seed. You have 12 wins. Like, if you were the Cardinals, yeah, he'd be out there.
Yeah.
You'd be seeing what he looks like and trying to test and see, like, what's this team going to look like moving forward. But you aren't that team, and that's a good thing. What I need to know. Is there a Seahawks coach who should be getting more love? I feel like Jay Harbaugh is doing a bang-up job with special teams.
That's probably it right there. 2 returns for a touchdown. Protection on field goal has been solid. Kickoff coverage has been solid. Yeah, I like that pick.
Maybe John Benton, just the offensive line in general, the step forward that they've taken there. What I need to know. I love fruitcake. There, I said it. Anybody with me?
I do.
Really?
I think I've had fruitcake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had it, but I look at it and it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Carrot cake?
Well, you know how carrot cake is basically a spice cake with a with just carrots?
No,
in it?
it's like actual cake batter or whatever with fruit in it, like say strawberries or something.
Okay.
It's not that bad.
I can be intrigued by that. I love fruit, and I love cake. What I need to know. Let's see. I've got some funny ones here. Have you guys ever had a bad Christmas ever? Like, what's the worst Christmas? I don't know. Not really a nightmare story from Christmas.
Nah, I don't have one. I remember not getting a present that I was hoping to get. I was disappointed.
What was the present that you wanted?
It was a remote control car, and you could run it into things, and it would flip on the other side.
Oh yeah.
And we just didn't have it.
Yeah.
And I remember my mom being so disappointed for me that she couldn't get it, but it was all good.
I ask my mom every single year for the Apple laptops that Elle Woods used in Legally Blonde. The orange
Oh,
one.
they came in like the neon colors.
I never got it, but I still, it became like a bit where I would just be like, okay, and then once again, I'm going to go ahead and include this. What I need to know, are the Rams officially the equivalent of the Astros to the Seahawks right now? I do like that. I mean, I like that the comparison is that the Rams have been to Super Bowls more recently. They've won a Super Bowl more recently. They've been considered a favorite heading into each of these couple seasons. It's not a bad comp.
No, it's not. I can see it. I can dig it.
But I think the Seahawks are convincing more people earlier than the Mariners did last year.
Apparently, I'm describing fruitcake wrong.
What? What's fruit? I need
It
to
says
Google
fruitcake is candied fruit.
Oh, I don't like that. Well, maybe I do. I like candy and I like fruit.
Then what am I eating then if I'm eating cake with fruit in it?
What if you're eating strawberry shortcake?
Maybe.
Fruitcake does not look good, Bump. I'm going to be really honest with
Yeah,
you.
let
It
me
looks
look
like
it
there's
up.
nuts in it. First of all, walnuts are the driest thing on the planet to turkey.
This is not what I was talking about.
I don't want this.
Actually,
No.
I don't want this
To
either.
that texter, no.
Yeah.
No one's with you. You're a weirdo. Never text us again.
Oh, no. I
Merry
can't do that.
Christmas, though. We're just kidding. We love you. Let's see. If Puka or Christian McCaffrey wins Offensive Player of the Year over JSN, will that be more heartbreaking than Judge winning MVP over Cal?
If Puka
or Christian win Offensive Player of the Year, will that be more heartbreaking than when Judge got MVP over Cal?
No.
I don't think so either.
No. Because Puka can, if he goes off like he had. He went 181 and 225 in back-to-back weeks.
Mm-hmm.
He earned that thing. If he keep putting those type of games together,
Yes.
he's earned it.
And I'll throw in that, I can absolutely see JSN being a front runner next year.
Yeah.
Whereas for Cal as a catcher to do that again, it's going to be so hard. He could hit 40 and lead all catchers again for a fourth or fifth consecutive season, and it wouldn't be enough to be in the conversation because there's already an uphill battle. So it was part of that, this would be his chance. Whereas with JSN, okay, you're the team's top receiver, and receiving yards are the stat everyone's looking at.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who do you hate more, the Rams or Niners?
I don't hate anybody.
Whose fans are more annoying?
Who's ever better at this point?
that's
So it's
who I
probably
hate
the
more.
Rams right now, right?
I just, the hate for the 49ers is, I think, stronger than the hate for the Rams.
As a
the Rams
full
are just
organization,
annoying.
yes.
Yeah, where
the Rams are more of you haven't even been here.
Yeah, the 49ers are just
half of
kind
your
of
fans.
loathsome.
Yeah, the way I judge the Rams is more when it shows their games and it's all the boxes are just celebrities at this game and they've been Rams fans since, I don't know.
You can't even trash talk the Rams. They don't have a fan base.
Yeah, that parade
yeah.
it left a lot to be desired.
I don't remember. Was it dry?
It just
there's
was
barely
not
anybody there.
crazy.
It wasn't like the Lakers, huh?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a Lakers town. I think that if you surveyed
Or
LA,
Dodgers.
more people would care about the Lakers and Dodgers than the Rams.
Probably.
Which would not be the case if you surveyed Washington State.
Nah.
What I need to know. People just talking about fruitcake. Someone said, Bump, you're just eating fruit salad.
No, it's a cake. It might be a strawberry shortcake is what I'm thinking about then.
Let's see. Someone someone said my grandma got me a dragon toy when I was 12, and I loved it. I've received something to do with dragons for the last 25 years. You got to be careful with what you say you like. You got to watch out with that, because if you're trying to be polite, that's the gift you're getting for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You got to watch out for that. Well,
Speak up.
You know what, 425? Enjoy your dragon toy this year. And everyone have a wonderful holiday. Bump and I aren't going anywhere. Instead, Dave Wyman is going to join us. We're really excited for our guests for the huddle. We're going to have Mike Morris and JSN joining us in the first hour. In the second hour, your favorite Seahawks voices, including Ray Roberts and Steve Raible. The huddle coming your way next.
The Brock and Salk Show's Mike Salk.
Hey, everyone, just want to wish you a happy holidays. This is such a great time of the year, and a profound thank you on behalf of the Brock and Salk Show for letting us be a part of your lives for the last 17 years, and hopefully for a whole lot more to come. We'll see you in 2026, and happy holidays.
2026, you have some big shoes to fill, and we can't wait. This is where you hear it happen. Merry Christmas and happy holidays from Seattle Sports.
What does VA mean to me?
A place for my daughter to call home, thanks to the VA Home Loan.
A new lease on life. The best healthcare team I've ever had is here at VA.
And education, and the opportunity to open doors I never thought possible with my GI Bill.
The financial support I need to manage the disabilities I developed because of my service.
Get what you earn. Visit choose.va.gov.
Not all veterans are eligible for the type or amount of benefits mentioned here.
At Washington Energy Services, we take the time to get to know you and your home. We have the passion and commitment to see each project through and to treat our work as more than just a job. For over 65 years, we've offered award-winning home services, from heating and cooling, plumbing and electrical, to windows and doors. Complete home improvement handled from start to comfort. For peace of mind when you need it most, count on Washington Energy Services, bringing good energy to your home.
So Pure Talk just had their best year ever and asked me if I'd like to thank their customers on their behalf for being so awesome. I said sure. It's important to say thanks, especially this time of year, which is why, as one of their many satisfied customers, I should probably thank Pure Talk first for keeping their customer service in this country and for providing hundreds of American jobs. I appreciate that. I also appreciate their Roundup program, which makes it easy to support America's Warrior Partnership and join the fight against veteran suicide. And I love that Pure Talk donated 1,000 hand-sewn Made in America flags to veterans around Independence Day. And of course, I really appreciate their generous support of my own foundation, MicroWorks, and their commitment to help us train the next generation of skilled workers. Having said all that, it's now my pleasure, on behalf of everyone at Pure Talk, to thank you sincerely for choosing to do business with an American wireless company that actually stands for something. And one more thing. Merry Christmas.
Okay. Only 10 more presents to wrap. You're almost at the finish line. But first... There. The last one. Enjoy a Coca-Cola for a pause that refreshes.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through January 4th, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
The Pacific Northwest is the perfect backdrop for the holiday season. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law reminds us that the roadways don't always agree.
It's that combination of additional travel, changes in routine, and winter weather that make this the most dangerous time of the year to be behind the wheel.
Any safety tips to help commuters keep the holidays joyful?
The number one cause of accidents remains distracted driving, even during the holidays. So store that cell phone in a place that eliminates temptation. It's imperative we set the example for our teens. Also, be aware of abrupt changes in the weather and prepare for it. Sometimes it's as simple as allowing additional distance for following or stopping. Lastly, make sure your vehicle is properly maintained for winter.
That includes four-wheel drive and chains when required at the pass. Please follow these safety precautions from my good friends at Pendergast Law and keep you and your neighbors safe this holiday season.
Happy holidays from all of us at Pendergast Law.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
Hello, John here with Happy Hauler, your eco-friendly junk removal company. Did you know that all the viable items we remove are sorted, then distributed to low-income and transition housing? We proudly work with Solid Ground and also Mary's Place Make a Home program. Your unwanted items can have a second life, making a big impact for local people transitioning out of homelessness or escaping abusive situations. This holiday season, let's help those that need it most. Happy holidays, or should I say, happy holidays.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. This is The Huddle.
The handoff inside to Charbonnet. He's going to go. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Exclusively on Seattle Sports on 710, Seattle Sports on YouTube, and the Seattle Sports app with hosts Michael Bumpus, Stacy Rost, and Dave Wyman. Time to go inside The Huddle.
Joining us today on The Huddle, defensive lineman Mike Morris, Pro Bowl wide receiver Jaxon Smith-Njigba. That's going to be in our first hour. And then in our 1 p.m. hour, your favorite Seahawks voices, Ray Roberts, Steve Raible, and John Boyle. Guys, the Seahawks are in the driver's seat for the NFC West and the #1 seed. Easiest path, win your next two. That's all. That starts with Week 17 against the Panthers. But before we look ahead, let's learn some lessons by looking back. We're going to start with Seahawks-Rams on Thursday night. Maybe the most exciting game of the weekend, certainly the best Thursday night game of the year. Wyman, I'll start with you. This was the biggest deficit in a game the Seahawks had to overcome. What stood out most to you in that comeback?
I think just especially Sam Darnold, just how unflappable he was. I mean, you couldn't really tell. There wasn't urgency. Nobody was losing their mind over it. They were just very methodical and got right back in the game. And, yeah, I mean, I just think, especially at that position, quarterback's the most, you know, kind of the leader and sort of, you know, the guy that everybody follows. And I think Sam Darnold, he sets such a great example for the rest of the team. And you know, same thing with Mike McDonald. I think he exudes exactly what Mike wants out of his quarterback.
Wyman, is your shirt a bear fighting a shark?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Shark versus bear.
Bump, thank you for coordinating outfits with me today. Your question is, I want to look at the Seahawks defense. They gave up a ton of yards in this one. And yet, we know they're a great defense. Is this anything to be concerned about? What happened?
Look, you played against arguably the best receiver in the game right now. McVay dialed up some stuff. He got Puka in certain positions where there were good matchups. If it were anybody else, yeah, I'd be a big concern. But sometimes it just happens that way. This is football.
Like that.
What makes him so good, by the way?
He's not afraid to go across the middle.
Yeah.
His routes aren't the greatest, but his hands are. And it's more just he's like a competitor, man. Like he has this look in his eye when he plays that you hardly see in receivers. It's more of his will than anything. I was telling somebody that he's in the right offense. Like if he were in a Steelers offense, he wouldn't put up these numbers. If he were in one of these more just straightforward type offenses where you don't do all the motioning and crossing and stuff, he'd still be a good receiver, but a lot of it is just McVay knowing how to use them.
Yeah.
Curious to see what you guys think about this. I didn't leave this game thinking the Rams proved anything to me. I knew they were a great offense. I knew Matthew Stafford is probably going to be the MVP, and they looked like that. I knew they were a really solid defense, and they looked like that. But I felt about the Seahawks more confident in them as a complete team. Maybe Sam Darnold, the ability to kind of bounce back, and like you said, in those moments. Yeah. Is there anything that was proven to you guys or especially stuck with you after this one?
Well, I mean, I said, look, if Sam Darnold doesn't win this game and, you know, there's an exorbitant number of sacks or giveaways or whatever, then I'll say, yeah, they have his number. But he won the game, and he stayed, consistent all the way through. And then the defense, the defense, it felt so bad in the beginning for whatever reason. But then, and I was listening to you guys on the way home, Bump, and, Moyer pointed out, like, they only had 3.2 yards per carry.
Yeah.
And, it didn't feel like that.
No.
Like, when he said that, I was like, oh, I didn't look at that number. But it felt bad. But they just kept plugging away at it and figured it out finally. And then when they started getting pressure on Stafford, I mean, if we have to play him again, he was very inaccurate when pressured. Now, problem was I think he got hit 4 times maybe, but wasn't sacked. But yeah, I mean, it was almost like alarming how like he looked like he was just throwing it away. So, that's the recipe, I guess, for next time. But easier said than done.
Bump, right? Do we take anything from the fact that the defense kind of clamped down in the fourth quarter, forced 3 consecutive punts? Because I agree with you, Wyman, including about the run defense early on when they were gaining like 8 yards on a first run carry. I was like, oh God, what's happening? But
and their long run was like 9 yards.
Yes, but the fourth quarter defense, different story.
It was all about the moments for the defense. When you score or you have a punt return to the house, get a stop, get your offensive football. Puka had a great game, and the game plan was on point, and they exploited the middle of the field. But when it was time to get some stops late, the defense did exactly that and gave their offense an opportunity. So yeah, that 581 is ugly, but they had some big stops.
Well, I liked that in your Make Sense of It video, you talked about the similarities between 2 performances, because we might be leaving this one going, God, the defense gave up a ton of yards, and like, whew, that was close. But these are 2 very closely matched teams. Wyman, did you see that stat floating around that across these 2 regular season games, it's 829 net yards for the Seahawks, 830 net yards for the Rams, 28 points for the Seahawks, and 29 points for the Rams. I think the difference, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I'm just glad the record I was a part of was eclipsed, because the 580 yards against the Niners in 1988 or 89.
Did you play in that game?
Oh yeah,
What
and
did
I
that
had like
feel
20 tackles, and everybody was like, "Wow, you had a great game." I was like, "No, it was horrible." The tackles were like 10 to 15, 20 yards downfield.
Moyer was out there too.
Yep, he was.
Oh, did Moyer say that to you
Yeah,
during
he's
the game?
part
Like,
of it.
whew,
Yep.
good to see. I didn't find myself leaving, though, feeling concerned about the defense. In fact, that's part of the reason I think when we're talking about can the Seahawks win it all, I think that's where I'm looking. What about you guys?
Yeah, well, I mean, look, Josh Jobe, I mean, he had a couple of plays where he was all over Puka Nacua. So, yeah, I think he's got doll's eyes, by the way, shark eyes.
He does.
That guy is, man, I mean, it was ridiculous how wide open he was, and then some of the catches that he made. But, I mean, they were contested. They were on coverage. So I just think that was kind of a night for him. But, yeah, I mean, I came away, I didn't have any, like, negative thoughts about the defense or anything, but it just felt bad, and it just very unlike them to give up that many yards. But I mean, you have overtime in there too, so
It's a close fight, but same question. I left thinking like, yeah, I still think the Rams are elite. I think the Seahawks can win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I left with even more respect for Sean McVay. Already coming into this game, I knew he was a great mind, but the way he got these matchups going, these motion and Puka inside, start him outside, motion him inside. Now I got him on a safety. I'm going to layer it with this. It was just like, it was a clear plan, and it worked. And I was just impressed, man. But I was also impressed with just the fight of this defense. I remember Nicky Mawari and Puka just going at it. And I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. That's a rookie. That's a rookie right now going at a third-year guy who's one of the best in the game. And even though he was getting the best of them, he wouldn't back down. So those are the things that I appreciate about this defense too, is that there was no flinch, and the body language, the demeanor stayed consistent, even though they're getting diced up by Puka.
Yeah, I liked the fight in this one, like you said, and I like the bully mentality the team seems to have. Offensively, defensively, it doesn't matter. I mean, they've been playing like, yeah, we know we're the best.
Yeah.
This is what we're going to be able to do. We are going to transition more to our Panthers preview, but my last question, Dave, will start that transition right now. Defensively, what are you hoping to see against the Panthers, knowing, as Bump pointed out, the stats that they had in this one weren't electric on paper?
Well, I mean, I probably say the same thing every time, but, you know, takeaways. just because, that is that's something that they've got to cancel out the fact that our offense is giving the ball away.
All right, Mike Morris joins us next.
Hey, everybody, it's Bob Stelton here along with Dave Wyman from the Wyman and Bob Show. And it's going to be tough, Dave, to top 2025. The Mariners, 8 outs away from the World Series. The Seahawks, as we sit, are the #1 seed in the NFC. How do they top that in 26?
How about Mariners to the World Series and the Seahawks win the Super Bowl in 2026? What do you think?
I can't wait. Merry Christmas to all of our listeners. Happy New Year. Have a good one, everybody.
What Bob said.
Are your investment dollars working as hard as they should be? You've spent years building your future. Don't let outdated advice put it at risk. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. We're a veteran-owned firm proud to bring a new standard of financial care to the Seattle area. Our nationally recognized advisors are fiduciaries, ethically bound to put your interests first. That's the highest standard of care in the industry. As a privately held company, we answer to you, our valued clients, not shareholders. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a customized plan. From Bellevue to Tacoma, get advice you can count on. It's time to take a fresh look at your financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rurecka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with 0 investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Fall rains can expose hidden roof problems, and once water gets in, the damage only gets worse. Is your roof ready for the season? Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. At State Roofing and Exteriors, we repair and replace roofs with a quality you've trusted for decades. And yes, we also provide siding, windows, decks, and gutters to keep your entire home protected. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule a free estimate. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. Touchdown, Seahawks! Ken Walker III. Get everything Seahawks at seattlesports.com.
Breast cancer is a tough battle for anyone to fight. But when you can't work, care for your kids, or even put food on the table, that diagnosis can be devastating. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda, a plastic surgeon who is proud to support Northwest Hope and Healing. Our mission is to provide a lifeline for breast and gynecologic cancer patients. We cover essentials like food, utilities, and childcare, so patients can focus on healing. For more than 25 years, Northwest Hope and Healing has distributed over $3 million to thousands of local cancer patients, and you can help make a difference in our community. Join us on Saturday, January 31st for Cork, Fork, and Support, an afternoon of fine wine, gourmet cuisine, and inspiration at Mary Hill Winery in the heart of Woodinville wine country. Get your tickets now for Cork, Fork, and Support on January 31st. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
Cliff Averill here, giving a big shout out to the biggest and the best in the Northwest. That's right, I'm talking about Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Time and time again, they've been voted the best resort and best casino with the best chicken wings. There's nothing like being the very best, so come check out everything this place has to offer. Hey, when they say the biggest and the best, they mean it. Everything's on the table at Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Find out more at muckleshootcasino.com and please game responsibly.
Back to the huddle, only on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Mike Morris joining us right now. Mike, happy to have you. I want to get started by going to the very end of Thursday night. Just set the scene for us. And I already know you're the perfect person to ask because you're a great talker. We've had you on before. So set the scene. Take us there. Eric Sauber, and you can even start before the 2-point conversion.
I mean, it was a boring night. You know,
yeah. What even
super
happened?
quiet.
Oh, you guys played a game. That's right.
I think so.
Don't really remember.
Nah, man, it was amazing. So it's great. It's funny that I'm the one who's saying this, right? So every time we scored, it was me, D-Bell, and like AJ, who's on IR, AJ, and Shaq. We were all four of us on the bench on the offensive side. Every time they go out, like we'll sit down, and like. Every time they scored, every time we had a good play, we all were sitting down, right? So that last drive, we were all sitting down, and we're like, oh, and then Shaq gets up and celebrates, and we're like, Shaq, sit down, sit down, sit down. You can't mess it up, right? And then what's funny is, Fitz, our assistant special teams coach, is like, Mike, get ready just in case they don't go for two or a penalty or something like that, and come down here. And I look at him like, and I turn around and I see everybody like, no, don't listen. Sit down. So then I like walk over and then Fitz turns around and I run to the bench and I go sit down. I'm like, God, please. And we're all sitting there watching the Jumbotron. And then we just see the play. Sabi chip. Number one gets lost because they run a man coverage. Number one gets lost in whatever backside thing that they had going on. Sabi runs. We caught it. And I took off immediately. I don't know where I was running to, but I was running. And man, it was one of those nights where it's like so special that I woke up in the middle of the night, probably like at 1 a.m. or 4 a.m. And I was like, I had to think about the game again. And I was like, that's probably going to be one of the greatest games I've ever been a part of. Yeah. And they're going to play every time there's a Thursday night game. They're like, you were a part of the 2025 Seattle versus Rams. Yeah. Like, how was that? And
it's like when you wake your wife up, you're going to be like, let's watch highlights again.
That's a game I don't want to probably go through because, like, my heart was racing the whole game. Yeah. But it was just a special game.
Yeah. You have any other superstitions?
No, it wasn't it wasn't a superstition. It was just like something that you just unconsciously do because it's working. Yeah. And like that's your kind of way to like help when you can't help.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I guess. I
had a similar experience. I'm in the press box. In the press box, you can't react. You can't do anything.
Oh, you can't?
Nah, it's supposed to be a professional environment.
Oh, that's boring.
No, I left the press box.
Oh, you had to leave the press box?
I left the press box. Me and Nas were watching watching in the cafeteria, just going crazy. So I feel you.
Yeah.
I was looking at the defense. We were just talking about the defense, right? And you can look at the numbers and be like, oh, my God, they gave us so many yards. And I was like, but when it was time to buckle down, like, they buckled down. And I'm a big on, like, body language. And I didn't see anybody on that defense flinch. It felt like you guys – it got even grittier, like, the longer that game went for you guys.
Yeah, man, I think the beautiful thing about it – I keep saying that word. But I just think the team, how Coach Mike structured us from all the way from OTAs – OTAs was hard. Like, OTAs was probably harder than most people's camps. And then camp was probably the hardest camp that I've ever been through. And the way that goes is, like, I feel like you have to be connected as a team and as a coaching staff, and you have to trust the process so much so that you guys, like, have to come together or you're not going to get through it or you're going to complain through it or whatever. Yeah. So I just think that whole process leading up to that just allowed us to thrive in those situations. And I just feel like also a special teams unit, because we were on the special teams, and I just feel like we just needed play. Like, I feel like the Saints, we made big plays that had us come up big. Falcons had some big plays. Steelers had some big plays. And I feel like this is one of those games where special teams need to make a play. And we just decided that we're going to make the play. Get Sheed the ball. We're going to block. You're going to have to break a tackle. We trust you to break that tackle. Go be Sheed. He did it.
You guys got great news this morning. 6 Pro Bowl award winners here. DeMarcus Lawrence and Leonard Williams are 2 of them. Devin as well, but you obviously work closer with the linemen. Tell me what those 2 men, DeMarcus and Big Cat, have meant to this locker room to you guys.
Nothing.
Nothing. I honestly forgot they were here.
No energy, nothing. I mean, Leo's like that's big bro for sure. Him and my wife are really close. So we kind of connect on a kind of like a level beyond football.
More personal.
I would say way more personal. And then D-Law has been just a gel guy to just bring everyone together. Yeah. So I feel like both of them, just the way they play, the way they act as brothers off the field, just speaks a lot to who we are as a team, not only as the Seahawks, great team, but just as the men we have in our locker room.
How about big defensive linemen like yourself running down on kickoffs?
Yeah.
Down the middle of the field, and we talked to Peely, and he said that Jay Harbaugh texted him and said, I want you to run down on kickoff, and then he gets the punch out in Washington. But, that's pretty cool, and I feel like you guys, you make a lot of people give special teams lip service, like, it's a full
special teams.
Exactly. Yeah. And it seems like you guys all bought in. What is it about Jay Harbaugh that sort of creates that environment?
I feel like his attention to detail makes you nothing but respect the game. How he approaches the game, how him and Fitz and everyone on special teams and the tech side of things, how they approach everything, it just makes you want to play more. And, like, it's not like he's going out there and saying, oh, you guys messed up, or you guys did this. We're talking through it. And if he has a bad call, he's going to own up to say, okay, this was a bad call. Or we're going to go into the game. He told us one game, I think it was the Saints, he was like, either this is going to be a touchdown or this play's going to suck. And, like, I went into the game like, ain't no way he just said that. But then it ended up working. So, like, it worked. Yeah. So I just think how they attack the game and how they treat us as professional athletes just speaks a lot about it. And it makes you just do nothing more than want to go out there and fight.
Panthers this week. The common fan might be like, oh, it's the Panthers. They don't have anybody over there, but this is the NFL. They got some dudes over there as well. What are you seeing from them?
Man, people excuse me, but people would just be talking like these guys didn't play high school, go whatever division that they went to, and now they're in the NFL, and they think, oh, they have this and they have that. And at the end of the day, like, anybody can lose in the NFL if you don't approach it the right way. And they have good defense, good offense. I feel like the quarterback is doing great things. Running backs are doing great things. I just feel like we just have to attack the game and not try to beat them, but just try to be the best versions of ourselves. And as we've seen, we'll take care of the rest.
Yeah, I feel like one of the big pet peeves, Wyman, you've mentioned this, is when someone's like, oh, I think that Ohio State could beat this. And it's like, no. The best players
you're
from...
an idiot.
Yeah.
You're an
there
idiot.
are first-round picks on this team.
You're an idiot. Yeah,
well,
doesn't matter.
I was on a 2-14 team that included Cortez Kennedy, and at that time the Huskies were number 1.
Yeah.
And so they were saying the Huskies could beat the Seahawks, and I'm like, who's going to block Cortez Kennedy?
Yeah.
Who is going to block?
Never mind that those players are in their 20s.
Yeah.
And men keep growing. Like, this is a 25-year-old man.
Yeah.
Compared to there's an 18-year-old that's starting on your team somewhere. Okay, that's not my actual question. Yeah. These two do not like scenarios. Yeah. They're former players, unsurprising. Yeah. I'm guessing you feel the same when you're like, look, all I need to know is we need to win.
So it depends. It depends, because I feel like scenarios are a big part of what we do as a team.
Do you want to know your scenarios for this weekend?
She's talking like, if they win and they lose and this team wins.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we don't care about that.
I knew that.
I'm thinking of game scenarios like, okay, what happens on this, and we're on 4th down, and
that's above
boundary,
and
we're going to
I'm talking about schedule stuff. I just let her do it, and I'm like,
I think about it. You definitely think about it, because I feel like it's hard.
That's
like,
what I was asking.
You're on Instagram, and you see it, and it's like, yeah, I get it.
So you look a little bit to see, like, well, what the Rams do today.
It's kind of in your face. So, like, I'll give you Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
I wanted San Fran lose, like, respectfully. And I'm sure they wanted us to lose against the Rams, right? Well, they want us to win against the Rams because they have their climb or whatever. But yeah, we want them to lose. We don't want them to win.
Okay.
So I feel like whatever we can do to win the NFC West and to be number 1 seed, whoever needs to lose,
Yeah.
I hope you lose.
You guys can clinch it this weekend, but no one wants to hear about it. So.
Yeah.
No one wants to hear.
Yeah, I think San Fran and LA has to lose.
You need a tie.
And, okay. Yeah. She's about to say tie, and this person needs a tie.
We don't know. We don't
They
know.
just zone out when I talk about it.
Do you guys do like Secret Santa or anything?
Yeah, we did. We
What-
did it one for the D line, and then one for like the defense.
Okay. What was the coolest gift that you saw?
So Jay Reed is he's a Q dog, and then I think someone got him a blanket, like a Q dog blanket. I
Okay.
think. I mean, I think. It was purple, so I just assumed.
Okay.
Are you a good gift giver? I'm horrible at it.
It depends, man. It depends. Like my wife, I'm a great gift giver, but my wife is a planner, so she was like, "Do you need help getting me gifts?" And I'm like, "No, I think I got everything ironed out." And she was like, "I'm gonna make you a list." And I'm thinking it's gonna be 5 things. She sent me everything. I'm talking about like a 5-page document of this is where to get it, this is where to buy it, and I'm like, I should have to go through everything just to look, but got everything, so that's good.
I've been married 33 years, so my wife just buys whatever. I have to wrap it though.
Yeah,
Well, you have to do some work. Yeah.
I'm a good rapper.
I believe
I'm a
that.
good rapper. Yeah,
Yeah.
rapper. Yeah.
Well, have a wonderful holiday, and have fun in Carolina. Good luck in Carolina. And he is Mike Morse. Thanks so much for joining us.
Y'all have a Merry Christmas.
You too. Jason joins us next.
The Brock and Salk Show's Brock Heward.
You know, the great thing about this time of year is we all give gifts to our family and our friends and our loved ones. And after all of these years here, and after all of these years at Seattle Sports, you guys give us the gift every day of being a part of the show. We don't have a show without you, and I truly, from my heart, mean that. So wishing all of you out there an incredible Christmas, a happy new year, and so thankful that we're all part of the same family.
Hey, Mike Salk here for my friends at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel, and obviously New Year's is coming up. Can you believe it? Book your stay at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel for an evening of elegance at a night at the Grand Ball. This New Year's Eve celebration includes the legendary DJ Super Sam. And sports fans, you got to check out the Hawks Peak. You're home for game days with great food and drinks, more than 60 TVs, so you won't miss a play, and a heated, covered outdoor deck with those great views of the Snoqualmie Valley. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
As a quarterback, you cannot run a winning play with a messy playbook. And most companies' data, well, it's a mess. AI is changing the game, but if your data is scattered, you're stuck on the sidelines. Brock Heward here, and this is where my friends at Marquee Data come in. They get your data in shape, clean, connected, ready to perform, so you can finally put AI to work for your business. Whether sales, finance, or operations, every smart move starts with the right data. So head to mydataqb.com to draw up your game-winning data play today. That's Marquee Data or mydataqb.com.
So what are you reading?
I'm checking out the ratings on the new TVs, and it looks like Samsung, LG, and Sony got the best scores.
Just like last year. What about those new high dynamic range TVs?
They got the highest scores of all, but their prices are really high.
Did you check online?
Yeah, their prices were about the same.
Well, there's one place where we can get a hot deal on those top-rated models.
Where?
At Video Only. Check out the ratings on TV stores.
I see. Video Only scored better than the others.
So, if you want the best deal on the best TVs,
then we should take our TV ratings and head over to top-rated Video Only.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
Guys, if you're worn down, putting on weight, dealing with low T symptoms, or ED, something's off. Ignoring symptoms doesn't fix the real issue. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering free full diagnostic panels. A $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. The key areas that reveal what's driving low T, ED, and more. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. This gives you a clear answer on what's off and the steps to improve it. Over 120,000 patients have trusted Revive since 2011 because the results are real. Claim your free full diagnostic panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
The Bump and Stacy Show is powered in part each day by the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com.
Around here, rain isn't a surprise. While others run for cover, Seahawks fans step into the storm, game day ready. And the Pro Shop is how.
Ball picked up. Witherspoon comes near side. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! Seahawks!
Every game, any weather. We got that. Shop official Seahawks gear in store at Lumen Field and the Landing in Renton, or online at Seahawks.com/ProShop.
With football season comes colder weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Raible here with Keith Dashafee from locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. So Keith, what's your next big play?
Well, Steve, right now get 40% off qualifying installs or no payments and no interest for 12 months on approved credit.
Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
Back to the huddle, only on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Guys, we took a look back to Thursday Night Football, but we got to look ahead to Week 17. The Seahawks' best path to the #1 seed is to win out. I know that's the one you guys want to focus on, so let's talk about getting started against the Panthers. Bump, I'm going to start with you on this one. As a reminder, JSN is set to join us sometime in the last 30 here. What do you see from Bryce Young?
Oh, man, I see a guy who's maturing. He is operating really good from the pocket right now. I saw him make a throw up the seam, and it reminded me, oh, he did win the Heisman, huh? Like, because you don't just make that throw without, having that type of arm talent. Because look at his stature, you just don't think that he'd be able to launch the ball like that. I saw him stand in the pocket and take a couple hits on the chin. He looks like he's becoming more comfortable with himself and this offense. So he can make some plays now. And he has a young receiver over there, McMillan, who's probably the best rookie receiver in the game right now. So I see some plays that can be made, and the running backs have a nice little 1-2 combo. Is it Dowdle? Dowdle and Hubbard. So, no, I see a solid football team who can beat anybody, honestly.
Wyman, what about you? Not just what do you see, but what do you need to see from Seattle?
Well, I think it's going to – I really like their corners. I think – and it's obvious the numbers. I think Mike Jackson leads the league, or he's tied for pass breakups and interceptions. And, it is a team that they can beat you. I mean, for whatever reason, I know the Saints are playing a lot better right now, but the Saints owned them, beat them twice. I mean, but then they go and beat the LA Rams and Green Bay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's just one. I think their defense is really good, and I like their corners. They got former Seahawk Mike Jackson over there, but yeah, it's just going to be a huge test. And if you go and look at just who they played and some of the wins and losses, it's a team that's kind of like they could beat you. Mm-hmm. There's no question about it. So, and we talk about that every week. It's funny that I was going to ask Mike this, that I don't know if you pay attention to the the record or whatever, but I just remember not even really knowing what the record was, but I start watching film and you go, oh my God, that guy's a baller. That guy's a baller.
Right.
This guy can play. And so, yeah, don't let the 8-7, although it is a positive record, that don't let that fool you.
Well, that's why we have you guys here to tell us, because otherwise you have me going, here's the Pro Football Reference take on the Carolina Panthers. We're going to be joined here in just one moment by JSN. The Carolina Panthers bump in part got that win over the Rams by winning the turnover battle. That feels central to Seattle's success as well on Sunday.
Oh, yeah, that's every game, right? You always want to win that turnover battle. because turnovers create short fields for the opposition, and you get hidden points sometimes. Pick six, you look at Phillip Rivers last night. They were in that game, and then he throws that pick six, and it changes things a little bit. So, yeah, taking care of the football, always priority number one.
Yeah, and speaking of Mike Jackson, got a pick six of Matthew Stafford in this one.
Yep.
I guess, maybe Pro Bowl Devin Witherspoon could get in on a pick six of Bryce Young. You never know. I feel much more confident about the defensive effort in this one.
You know what? I'm glad you brought up Spoon because he hasn't had like that big flashy play. I mean, he if you watch him the whole game, I mean, it's ridiculous.
He's like a comedian's comedian. Like he's a player's player.
Yeah.
You guys watch and you're like, this is good.
Yeah.
It's good
watch
stuff.
his feet, like, when particularly when somebody's trying to block him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just constantly moving.
Well, speaking of Pro Bowlers, one of the Seahawks Pro Bowlers is joining us right now, Jaxon Smith-Njigba. Jackson, how's it going?
Going great. How are y'all doing?
Fantastic. We were looking ahead to Carolina, but I need to go back to Thursday night. Before the game-winning two-point conversion, you were part of a key touchdown. I asked Mike Morris, your teammate who joined us earlier, hey, take us through what's happening, and he said that he and a couple players were, like, refusing to get off the bench. They were like, so they were part of that by virtue of staying where they were. You caught the touchdown, so take us through huddle breaks, like what's the plan, what happens, what do you see?
I remember reminding the group that it was 1st and 4, so we got a couple downs, but let's get in the end zone. And Coach Kubiak called a great play. I'm the backside basic inline route, so Sam just going through his progressions and me just being there when I need to, for a perfect play. So that was awesome.
Jackson, I remember you saying like your rookie year, and I thought like this was like beyond being a rookie. Like it was very insightful. But you said something about how you enjoy that when the ball is in the air, you may or may not catch it. Like the challenge of that.
Yeah.
I thought that was like one of the more thoughtful things I ever heard from a rookie.
Yeah.
You still get that sensation?
Oh, 1,000%. It's my favorite thing on the field, just seeing the ball in the air, like I said, and not knowing if you're going to make it or not, just going through those emotions, anxiety, and then just reaching out and the ball right in your hands is a great feeling.
Man, you've had games where you come out hot and you're hitting them for like 90 in the first half, and this one was the opposite, right? You had one target, no receptions. Where are you at mentally when the game is taking that kind of course?
For me, I understand that it takes one play for the whole game to change. So honestly, just being ready for my opportunity and understanding that, I could take one to the crib at any moment and make a big play for my team at any moment. So, trying not to think about what has happened and just, next play mentality. And I feel like that just puts me in a great mindset to just go out there and do what I do.
Maybe a related answer here, but I always wonder what it's like in a big stage, like making a mistake. I can't imagine. That's really tough. So when it's something like, let's say Sam throws a pick, it's okay because you guys ended up winning. Does anyone say anything? Do you like, hey, man, you'll get them? Or does everyone leave everyone alone?
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends. I think everyone has a great awareness, of each situation. And honestly, we have a lot of great pros that have been through struggling times. And honestly, me, during the Rams game, there was a couple plays that, I really wanted back and thought could change the game. So I feel like for me, I can be down on myself, but still have that next play mentality. And but it's all about that. And that's something we preach. And I think all the guys take that to heart. So, I think it's all healthy.
My favorite thing that you'd done on the field was the dunk over the goalpost. I'm sorry. That was awesome. I know you got fined and everything.
Yeah.
It's tax deductible, by the way.
There we go, yeah.
I told that to Cody White at one point, and he's like, oh, okay, well, I'll let the guys know. But I just, as far as your all the catches that you made this year, is there one that stands out to you that's your favorite?
That's tough.
You're like, I was really
I got
good
over 100 of them things already.
Yeah, that's tough. There's a lot. Honestly, I love the deep shots just coming up.
Like Jacksonville,
Jacksonville, that was a big weight off my shoulders. I feel like catching that and burning the whole defense. I think that really opened my eyes up, and really the rest of the league that, I can run by you and take it over the top.
I think you're one of the best deep cross runners in the game right now. I love the way You're stacking these dudes. You don't mind when he's on your hip right now because all you need to do is create that little space. So I was watching you move. I was like, I want to go back and watch some of his college film and see how that body was moving then. And you could tell, like, you're a grown man now, and you were still a baller then. How do you think your body has changed in your route running and movements?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel stronger and faster. You know, those are always get bigger, faster, stronger, something that, you know, is ingrained in me to take care of in the off season. So I definitely feel that out there. And going across the field, I don't know if it's my body shape, but or something, but I just feel like nobody can run with me across the field. I don't know what it is, but I feel like I can just run away from guys. And, yeah, I mean, I give credit to just my trainers and just getting after it in the off season, getting better.
Do you ever hear people talking about your game and what makes you good, and you're like, that's not right?
Yeah, no, all the time. All the time.
What are some of the crazy things that you've heard? Or
I mean, you got to think before the season, you know, he's just this, you know, just putting limitations on me.
Right.
Honestly, any limitation, you know, I think that's put on me is not true. I honestly feel like I can do almost everything, and, you know, I can continue to grow at everything, of course, but I feel like I can do everything on the field. That's what I work on to have my game, you know, whatever you need, you know, if it's a jump ball, back shoulder, slant, fade, outside, inside, blocking, you know, whatever it is, I'm trying to complete my whole game. And, you know, I do take offense to that, and it does, you know, light a little something in me to go prove that.
Did the Seahawks tell you this was part of the plan? You know, obviously there's movement in the NFL, right? The teams are never the same.
Yeah.
And coming in, that was the question, right? Can he be the number one guy? Did they sit down and talk to you about this, or it was kind of just like, go ahead and do your thing?
Yeah, there wasn't an official meeting of them sitting down and talking to me. But, you know, I kind of live by, you know, my expectations being higher than anybody can expect. And I feel like that's what kind of has gotten me here, just to have those crazy dreams and goals and really chase after them. So for me, like, I guess, you know, they expected something, but I wanted to come back and really push the bar. Like, hey, like, you don't even know. Like, that's what I live by. Like, y'all don't really know, you know, what I'm capable of, but I'm going to show you.
2 more minutes here with you. And my last question for you, though, related to this, do you think part of that, in addition to some people even underestimating everything you're perfectly capable of as an exceptional wide receiver, do you think some of it's a limitation on, like, how people see offense? Like, they're like, oh, the slot can only do this. Like, that's...
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think honestly, for a lot of people out there, it's kind of hard to talk for the general media. But, you know, it just can't be right. It can't be perfect. It can't be something's off. Let me just critiquing, you know, as I like to say, it's not hard to critique. You know, honestly, I'm the hardest critiquer for myself. But, you know, just might be clicks, might be something. I don't know. I'm still figuring it out.
What about the NFL kind of kills the holidays, right, with Thanksgiving and Christmas? But you guys, any plans or anything? How do you guys handle that?
Oh, yeah, we're going to put our work in. You know, as you see, we're up here on a Tuesday, get an extra day. So they're giving us Christmas off. So that's nice to have family around. Mom's going to come up and hang out with my siblings and see some fam. So, you know, that's good. You know, it's been a long time since I got to celebrate actual Christmas, it feels like.
Yeah. What is with Ohio State? I mean, just pumping out wide receivers. It's unbelievable. And I'm looking at the two guys this year, and Ibuka, and I mean, it's incredible.
I can't believe you guys were on the same team.
Yeah. A lot of us were on the same team, and it's awesome to see, and awesome to see it growing. You know, as you can see, we got the #1 recruit at receiver, Chris Henry Jr. coming in, and you know, that list is just going on, and I give credit to the ones before me because, you know, they pushed the bar, and, you know, they told us who was up next, it's time for y'all to push it even further, and, you know, and I'm just proud of the young guys that are in there today doing the same thing. So it's just awesome to see.
You guys are in the driver's seat for the number 1 seed, and you have had an exceptional season. Jaxon, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
More coming up next on The Huddle.
Thank you.
Hey, everybody, it's Bob Stelton here along with Dave Wyman from the Wyman and Bob Show. And it's going to be tough, Dave, to top 2025. The Mariners, 8 outs away from the World Series. The Seahawks, as we sit, are the number 1 seed in the NFC. How do they top that in 26?
How about Mariners to the World Series and the Seahawks win the Super Bowl in 2026? What do you think?
I can't wait. Merry Christmas to all of our listeners. Happy New Year. Have a good one, everybody.
What Bob said.
At Washington Energy Services, we take the time to get to know you and your home. We have the passion and commitment to see each project through and to treat our work as more than just a job. For over 65 years, we've offered award-winning home services from heating and cooling, plumbing and electrical to windows and doors. Complete home improvement handled from start to comfort. For peace of mind when you need it most, count on Washington Energy Services, bringing good energy to your home.
Hey, it's Dr. Coogan with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic, and it's time to make the final push to the end of the year. Do you want to lose weight, improve your health, and have more energy? We have a proven system and a team of health coaches that have helped over 4,000 people in Washington lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks without expensive injections or uncomfortable side effects. No gimmicks, no tricks, no drugs, just teaching you how to become a fat-burning machine and keep it off long-term. Visit eastsideweightlossklinic.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Yeah, don't wait until the new year to start. Make a big change in your life now and take advantage of their biggest sale of the year, $300 off. I used Eastside Weight Loss Clinic, and I lost 35 pounds in just 8 weeks. This is a plan you can definitely do around the holidays and still enjoy those delicious meals.
Many clients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two, and you can do our program remotely from anywhere you live. Schedule your free consultation at eastsideweightlossklinic.com. That's eastsideweightlossklinic.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
1-877 Cars for Kids.
Hurry! It's our last chance to donate for 2025.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Hurry! It's our last chance to donate for 2025.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. At Bail Arm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bailarm.com today.
Got neighbors? Big Trees can help. This is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. If you've been considering planting trees to add privacy, look no further than Big Trees. Privacy trees fill in empty spaces, help to define property lines, and add curb appeal. Learn more about Big Trees' big supply of privacy trees at bigtreesupply.com.
Beauty, privacy, instantly. Big Trees.
Underestimating the trucking industry is one of the biggest mistakes I see victims and other lawyers make. Trucking companies have an army of lawyers and experts who act quickly after an accident to protect the company. Only an experienced trucking accident lawyer can navigate the complicated federal and state laws to protect your rights. If you or a loved one has been injured in a trucking accident, call Davis Law Group today for a free consultation or get my free book on trucking accident law at washingtonaccidentbooks.com.
Ready to deck the holidays? Win a brand new free deck, courtesy of one of the most trusted exterior companies in the Pacific Northwest, State Roofing and Exteriors. Don't miss out. Enter now at mynorthwest.com/win. That's mynorthwest.com/win.
Okay. Only 10 more presents to wrap. You're almost at the finish line. But first... There, the last one. Enjoy a Coca-Cola for a pause that refreshes.
Hey, Mike Salk here for my friends at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel, and obviously New Year's is coming up. Can you believe it? Book your stay at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel for an evening of elegance at a night at the Grand Ball. This New Year's Eve celebration includes the legendary DJ Super Sam. And sports fans, you got to check out the Hawks Peak, your home for game days with great food and drinks, more than 60 TVs, so you won't miss a play, and a heated, covered outdoor deck with those great views of the Snoqualmie Valley. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
New siding doesn't have to break the bank. We offer affordable options that add value and protection to your home. This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. And while we're at it, ask about our roofing, windows, decking, and gutter services for even more savings. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free siding inspection. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
This is The Huddle. Every Thursday from noon to 2.
On Seattle Sports. Talking right now with reporters at Virginia Mason Athletic Center at Seahawks quarterback Sam Darnold. Let's take a listen.
Yeah, obviously another big week for us. Carolina's a great football team, great defense, really good scheme, really good players that make it all work. And, we're excited about this challenge as always, headed on the road to the East Coast again. And, we're looking forward to it.
Bigger goals in mind than being a Pro Bowler, but what does it mean to get that recognition and that honor?
Yeah, I think I've told a few guys this, but it's a team award. Just to have that honor, and it really reflects the hard work that everyone's put in, starting when we got here in April. So, total team award.
I know every game's a big game. That last one seemed a little more special. How did you spend the last couple of days kind of savoring that game?
Yeah, it was a really good win. Again, like I said at the end in the press conference, I think there's a lot to clean up, offensively at least. So we looked at that yesterday and kind of figured out the details, some stuff, how we can get better that way. But yeah, obviously it's a great win and a great team win. When offense wasn't necessarily playing well, the defense stepped up and vice versa. So, and then special teams stepped up in a huge way. But as we know, there's a lot that we can all get better from in that win, and we'll leave it at that.
How beneficial was the weekend being able to decompress from
Yeah.
that game?
Yeah, obviously getting ready for a short week is always, it's tough, on a lot of guys, especially, obviously mentally, but also physically. So to be able to get that, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, a few days off is always nice.
We hear players and coaches always talk about kind of the process each week and not letting the past games affect you. Is it easier or harder to kind of move past a really emotional win or a loss, or is it kind of the same process no matter what?
Yeah, I think it's the same process for us. We're always going to, getting a win is great. Obviously, you hate losing, but at the end of the day, you just move on to the next week. That's how it always is in this league. Because if you savor in that loss for too long, it'll come back to bite you. And the opposite way is true when you lose. If you get too down on a loss and you carry it into next week, it can always affect you.
Moving past mistakes isn't easy for really anybody, but you seem to be really capable of that. I'm curious, is that something you always had, or did someone or some experience help develop that for you?
Yeah, I think it's something I've learned through experience. You always come out on the other side of football games, no matter what happens. And, obviously you don't want to make mistakes, but, it's a part of the game. Mistakes happen. And so when they do, you move on. You understand that, there's, things in life in general aren't always going to go your way. And so when you get an opportunity to just, all right, learn from the experience, dang, that sucks that happened. What coverage did they run? How did they get me on that? And look at it more, as a lesson of how can I get better. And I think just looking at it from that perspective and being able to move on makes it a little bit easier.
You've talked a lot about what your time in San Francisco meant to you and all that, but what about your year at Carolina? Like, what for the time you were there? What did you get out of that? Yeah,
the couple of years in Carolina were huge for me. First of all, I think just being around really good players, being around really good guys in the locker room. Those are moments that I'll remember forever. Some of those guys were still some of my best friends to this day. And then just learning football. I think that first year learned a lot about myself. Just again going through adversity and learning that way. And then, that second year, battled through an injury, throughout the first half of the season. And then, came out on the other side and was able to play some pretty good football towards the end of that season. And, that I feel like that kind of gave me momentum going into that next year. And, so it's, learned a lot of good football, in that last year in Carolina especially.
You have excelled in late game situations, game-winning drives in the fourth quarter and overtime. Was there a quarterback that you studied for that, or characteristics of certain quarterbacks that you looked at?
I think the one that always comes to mind is Tom. Tom Brady, the way that, I just always admired him growing up, watching him play. And, I was able to actually watch him play quite a bit, even, still as I was in the league, watching him kind of, do his thing in a 2-minute drill. Like, I never felt like his body language never changed, whether he was in the first quarter of a game or the last 2 minutes. So that was something I always admired, and yeah.
The sequence at the very end of that game where you get the touchdown and then you line up for the 2-point try, they call timeout, you call timeout. What was that, few minutes like?
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of, it's just how we, it's how, things go in those situations. When you have a play that's all or nothing, you both teams want to try to figure out what the other team's in, use all their timeouts, because you can look back on a moment like that and, think to yourself, especially as a coach, I feel like, dang, I should have maybe used that timeout to see what they were in. So we understand as players that sometimes those situations are going to take a little bit longer to get to, and the buildup can be a little bit bigger.
So were you expecting them LA to call a timeout?
It's not something I'm expecting. It's just when it happens, kind of regroup, understand kind of what we're thinking as an offense.
Was that 3 different play calls?
I'm not going to disclose that information, but it's definitely something that see what they're in and maybe rethink things.
On that 2-point play, when you've repped that play in practice, how many times have you made it to Eric, the tight end on the backside leak? Have you ever thrown that one in practice, or is it just kind of played out?
Yeah, we have. Not necessarily on that play, but I think just going up against Mike's defense all the time in training camp and OTAs, you have to tend to get to those 3rd and 4th progressions pretty quickly.
What kind of guy is Eric like, kind of in the locker room and things like that?
Yeah, he's a great guy. It's someone he's been around the block a little bit, been on a few teams, and just understands what this whole thing's all about. So it's a great guy to have in that locker room for, guys to look up to, and just kind of not as, necessarily a vocal leader. Sabi is he can be a vocal leader for us, but more so just kind of seeing, how he moves throughout his day and how he does things. It's always, a vet presence. That's good to have.
What does that say about the team, the guy that maybe a lot of people don't really know who he is, but makes a play like that in this situation?
Yeah, that's our team. There's a ton of guys that can step up no matter what the situation calls for, no matter what the situation is. Whether it's a 2-point play to win the game, or it's a play in the Colts game where he just same kind of route ends up coming open and he's gonna go get 9 yards for it. Thanks, guys.
We are going in the trenches with Ray Roberts next.
The Brock and Salk Show's Brock Heward.
The great thing about this time of year is we all give gifts to our family and our friends and our loved ones. And after all of these years here, and after all of these years at Seattle Sports, you guys give us the gift every day of being a part of the show. We don't have a show without you, and I truly, from my heart, mean that. So wishing all of you out there an incredible Christmas, a happy new year, and so thankful that we're all part of the same family.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
Attention passengers, we've reached 10,000 feet and internet is now available for purchase.
I just paid hundreds for this flight, and you can't even throw in internet? I'll just take the free pretzels.
Sorry, but I do have snack boxes for sale.
I'm just gonna sleep.
In that case, we are selling pillows and blankets as well.
I'll just breathe. That's free, right?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
This holiday season, Capital One reminds you to give yourself the gift of 1.5% cash back with the Capital One Quicksilver Card.
Can I earn 1.5% cash back on birds?
Birds?
What if you sent your true love 2 turtle doves plus a partridge in a pear tree?
Sure, but why would anyone want that?
The song was very convincing.
Earn 1.5% cash back on all your holiday purchases with the Capital One Quicksilver Card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
So, how's your research going?
Surprising. After I figured out the top-rated TVs in our price range, I went shopping for deals.
And who's the best?
It wasn't the internet, and it wasn't the warehouse club.
But?
It was video only. They had better deals on the Samsung, LG, and the Sony TVs that got the highest scores.
Better than online and at the club?
I know! Video only beat them all. And now we can afford an even better model for the same price. My research really paid off.
If we buy it video only.
Exactly. Otherwise, we'll be sorry.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rurecka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Dave Wyman here, joined by a very special guest, Dr. Daniel Landis, a multiple-time recipient of the Seattle Top Doctor Award. He's on the Swedish CyberKnife team treating prostate cancer and accepting new patients. Dr. Landis, how does CyberKnife compare to other prostate cancer treatments?
So one of the advantages of the CyberKnife platform is that the treatment can be concluded in just 5 days, as opposed to other treatments that require anywhere from 26 to 42 days of radiation.
How do patients feel about their experience?
Patients overall tell me that their experience was really amazing. They had minimal disruption of their lives. They didn't have to take time off work. And they tell me it's like Star Trek, where you push a button and the cancer can go away.
That really is amazing. It's almost too good to be true. If you, a friend, or a family member is diagnosed with prostate cancer, consider treatment with Swedish CyberKnife. Go to swedish.org/CyberKnifeProstate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife.
As a quarterback, you cannot run a winning play with a messy playbook. And most companies' data, well, it's a mess. AI is changing the game, but if your data is scattered, you're stuck on the sidelines. Brock Heward here, and this is where my friends at Marquee Data come in. They get your data in shape, clean, connected, ready to perform, so you can finally put AI to work for your business. Whether sales, finance, or operations, every smart move starts with the right data. So head to mydataqb.com to draw up your game-winning data play today. That's Marquee Data or mydataqb.com.
Let's go!
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. This is The Huddle.
The handoff inside to Sherman. He's going to go! Touchdown! Seahawks!
Exclusively on Seattle Sports on 710, Seattle Sports on YouTube, and the Seattle Sports app with hosts Michael Bumpus, Stacy Rost, and Dave Wyman.
You don't think it! You come get that!
Time to go inside The Huddle.
We are going in the trenches with Ray Roberts joining us right now. Ray, how's it going?
It's going all right. How you guys doing? Happy Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy Merry Christmas. Oh, speaking of, I have a Christmas question. Bump and I were debating the best Christmas song. What's your favorite Christmas song?
It would have to be is it the Temptations, The Night Before Christmas?
Hey, Ray, I had to tell him, I said, listen, the delegation is going to roll with that Temptations
You said you have
Christmas
to speak
album.
with the delegation here.
All right.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
roll with that one.
Every Christmas morning has to start with that one.
Right.
Was the night before Christmas when all was out.
Sound just like him.
Yeah, Ray, that was good, man.
Well,
you should talk like that on the pregame and postgame show. Just talk like that. Every answer, just use that voice.
Hey, tell us what you saw from Josh Jones. And, you know, it didn't seem like there was anything that went terribly wrong or anything, but, you know, not having Charles Cross out there and possibility of that happening again this weekend. What'd you see from him, Ray?
You know, I was really pleased with him. He looked like a veteran guy. Like, he didn't look overwhelmed by the moment. You know, he had his moments that were really good and then some moments that weren't so great. But, you know, he's a guy that has been in the fire. He understands what it's like. He understands how to prepare. He didn't look like, you know, that he was overtaken by it. I would suspect that he'd probably play better this week because, you know, when you haven't played in a while, even though you got all the reps in practice and things, you still got to get used to that game speed and the physicality of things, and then the length of the game, like being out there longer and all those types of things. And so I thought he played pretty good. I mean, I still think he's he might, in my opinion, be just a slightly better run blocker than Charles. And obviously Charles is a better pass blocker and things, but he works really well with Raible on some of those double teams and things. So I expect him to be a little bit better this week if he has to play.
What'd you think of the way that K9 ran on Thursday, Big Ray? I loved how he was just getting downhill. It seemed like he had an extra burst or energy to him.
You know what? I was just thinking about that this morning, Bumps. I'm glad you asked me the question because in the past we've seen a really patient runner who kind of stopped his feet at the line of scrimmage, like looking for a spot to run, and then he'd have to start all over. And that has kind of, I think the league has kind of caught up to that about him. But the last couple games, his patience has shown up in a different way. Like he's attacking the line of scrimmage and he's attacking the point of attack, but he's still moving forward. And that is a different type of K9 because he does have a little bit of power when people try to arm tackle. He can run through those. But then when he has confidence that he can get to the spot he's supposed to go to, he's just a different dude. And that's what you saw on Sunday or Thursday, is that he was getting downhill. He was still kind of patient, but he was still moving forward as he was being patient and not just stopping his feet at the line of scrimmage. And when he gets his shoulders square to the line of scrimmage and he's in rhythm, he makes every cut perfectly. He finds the hole perfectly. He finds like the spot he's supposed to go to. He you know, like that one play where he started like between the guard and kind of slid to the outside and had the long touchdown run. Like that's why it's hard. I like the running back by committee thing, but for some guys, and Turbo kind of tested this a little bit too about K9, some guys, it is a vibe thing. They have to get into a rhythm. And it's hard to do that when you're going in and out for a guy like K9 when he's going, you know, he's in for one series, out for another series, in for one series, out for another series. And so I think he's kind of like Sam Darnold. When you can get him making some easy layups to start the game with, he becomes a different beast as the game goes on. So hopefully they'll keep that up this week.
I was going to ask, would you like to see them stick with the hot hand? We had a listener earlier actually ask us the same question, so thought I'd throw it your way.
Yeah, I would say, I want to say maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, I think Coach McDonald said that K9 had earned the opportunity to have more carries and touch the ball more. So, like, even in the passing game, you know, we saw the long screen play that he ran with Raible. So I think that they should still do that. Now, when you get down towards the line of scrimmage, I mean, towards the end zone, I think Charbonnet is a better option because he's just more power down there. But that's not a knock against K9. They're just different types of runners for different situations. But I think, you know, between the 20s, between the 40s, throwing the ball, passing the ball, running the ball, I think K9, if he's playing determined like he was the last few weeks, I think he deserves an opportunity to get the ball more and have it, especially in the passing game, man. If you get him out in space and you have a blocker or two in front of him and you can give him time to get his shoulders turned, he's a dangerous dude out there, and he at any point he can take the ball the distance for a touchdown. So you can get some explosive plays off of some short layup passes for Sam Darnold by getting the ball to K9.
And watching Raible run down the field on that screen, it hurt my hamstrings watching him do that, man. That was pretty awesome, and there was a couple of times he got beat, right? I mean, and he's not invincible or anything, but he also had a couple of really good blocks. But there was a couple of times where it just felt bad. But then actually, when you go back and look at the game, I thought overall it was more positive than negative. What'd you see?
Yeah, I love the way Raible plays. And he's a rookie, so you're not expecting him to be an all-pro, but he has all-pro potential to me because he has all the different things that it takes to be that. He's athletic, and he can play football. There's a lot of athletic dudes that can't play football, but this guy can. And I think that screenplay was just an example of how all of those metrics that they do at the combine, the vertical, the 10-yard shuttle, the 40-yard dash, like all those types of things came to fruition on that play. You can see how well he can run. He actually looked up a defender and blocked him on the run, like running full speed. So all of his athleticism and his ability to play football, his intelligence was kind of showed on that play. And I do think sometimes, Dave, he likes to short set guys in pass protection. So that means he steps towards a guy versus stepping back or, stand on the line of scrimmage. He kind of close the gap a little bit. And sometimes that gets him in trouble because guys will time it up and they'll give him like a soft shoulder. So he looks like he's going to punch the shoulder. They kind of make it soft and swim to the inside, and then he has to try to use his athleticism to recover. But that has become like one of his kind of go-to moves, like signature moves in pass protection. So now he has to come up with like a counter to that because the guys are going to start game planning for that, and so maybe you step forward and step back. Sometimes, like out at the tackle spot, you can short set a guy, but then kick back right before he gets to you, so it kind of throws him off a little bit. So maybe throws a little bit of that into his game plan, but sometimes he gets game planned. I don't think he gets outplayed or a guy's not is too good for him to block or whatever, but he's just going through that stage where you have a lot of film now. So dudes get to watch you. They see what you do, what your favorite move is in the crucial times, and then they game plan that. And so a couple times when he was trying to short set guys, especially if they're kind of on his outside shoulder, they swim back to the inside and they get him on that. And so he's saved himself a few times this year because he's athletic enough. But I have mentioned a couple times, like, man, that's going to get him sooner or later because the guys are going to keep game planning that. So now it's up to him to counter their game plan. So that's just part of his growth.
You can hear more from Big Ray Roberts on the Seahawks pre- and post-game show this Sunday. That starts at 7 a.m. Thanks so much, Ray.
Thanks, Ray.
Yes. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.
Bye, Ray. Merry Christmas. The voice of the Seahawks, Steve Raible, joins us next.
Hey, everybody, it's Bob Stelton here along with Dave Wyman from the Wyman and Bob Show. And it's going to be tough, Dave, to top 2025. The Mariners, 8 outs away from the World Series. The Seahawks, as we sit, are the #1 seed in the NFC. How do they top that in 26?
How about Mariners to the World Series and the Seahawks win the Super Bowl in 2026? What do you think?
I can't wait. Merry Christmas to all of our listeners. Happy New Year. Have a good one, everybody.
What Bob said.
Okay, only 10 more presents to wrap. You're almost at the finish line. But first... There, the last one. Enjoy a Coca-Cola for a pause that refreshes.
Guys, if you're worn down, putting on weight, dealing with low T symptoms, or ED, something's off. Ignoring symptoms doesn't fix the real issue. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering free full diagnostic panels. A $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. The key areas that reveal what's driving low T, ED, and more. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. This gives you a clear answer on what's off and the steps to improve it. Over 120,000 patients have trusted Revive since 2011 because the results are real. Claim your free full diagnostic panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. The best place to watch all your favorite sports. Featuring wall-to-wall viewing screens, 6 windows, and 30 kiosks. Be there at emeraldqueen.com. Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
Hey everyone, Bump here. If you have not seen Seattle U's men's basketball team play yet, now is your chance. See Wazoo, Gonzaga, St. Mary's take on the Red Hawks at Climate Pledge. Next up are the Cougs on December 30th. Grab your tickets at goseattleu.com/tickets.
Hi, I'm Lexi, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. If you're planning to propose this holiday, we're ready to make creating your engagement ring a warm, welcoming experience. At Shane Company, we're all about your style, your budget, your dream engagement ring. Explore the widest selection of diamonds and ring settings ready for you to see in person, or visit us at shaneco.com. You'll have your ring in days, not weeks. Our friendly jewelry consultants don't work on commission. There's never any pressure, just perfect proposals. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Want more Seahawks content? Join me, G. Scott, on The Reset. New episodes of the podcast every Monday and Thursday on YouTube or on the Seattle Sports app.
At Bible Law Group, our team reflects the same lessons learned by our founder, James Bible, while playing for legendary Husky coach Don James. Coach James always said it's amazing what gets done when nobody claims credit. That's the philosophy we carry into every case, because your victory is what matters at Bible Law Group. When your legal problems hit biblical levels and you feel like you're stuck in a lion's den of litigation, you need a legal team that won't back down. At Bible Law, we've secured over $40 million in settlements for our clients, and we're ready to fight for you. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
Nugget Bills, Nuggets all the way.
Hi, I'm Kylie.
I'm John.
And I'm Garrison.
And a little thing we love about the 30-count Chick-fil-A nuggets
is sharing them when we cut down the Christmas tree.
We will pack the car with gifts. And of course, we go and pick up our family's favorite nuggets.
Every nugget is tasty times quadrillion.
And we get all the sides.
Yeah, the ooey gooey mac and cheese is a big hit.
Share the nuggets, share the joy. Order the 30-count Chick-fil-A nuggets on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Quiet down, here she comes. Surprise! Your accountant just emailed to say your quarterly taxes are way higher than you were expecting.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Also, your favorite employee is leaving. They're going to pursue their dream of being a veterinarian.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
So Pure Talk just had their best year ever and asked me if I'd like to thank their customers on their behalf for being so awesome. I said sure. It's important to say thanks, especially this time of year, which is why, as one of their many satisfied customers, I should probably thank Pure Talk first for keeping their customer service in this country and for providing hundreds of American jobs. I appreciate that. I also appreciate their Roundup program, which makes it easy to support America's Warrior Partnership and join the fight against veteran suicide. And I love that Pure Talk donated 1,000 hand-sewn Made in America flags to veterans around Independence Day. And of course, I really appreciate their generous support of my own foundation, MicroWorks, and their commitment to help us train the next generation of skilled workers. Having said all that, it's now my pleasure, on behalf of everyone at Pure Talk, to thank you sincerely for choosing to do business with an American wireless company that actually stands for something. And one more thing. Merry Christmas.
Back to the huddle, only on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
The voice of the Seahawks, Steve Raible, joining us right now. Raves, how's it going? Oh,
we're
we have
off to a
Raible?
bad start. Yeah.
I'm right here. I'm
We got you. Okay. Raible, I was going to ask you about your call to end the game. I was listening to Greg Rosenthal's NFL podcast. This was Friday morning following, and he led with your call on the 2-point conversion. It was like, this just fit the moment. It was a chaotic moment, an exhilarating moment. Take us inside that moment and maybe just kind of the emotion you feel when you're a play-by-play man. Obviously, you got to give the information, but then also, like, I would imagine there's a lot of emotion with that kind of comeback.
Well, yeah, and just ask Dave. He looked at me, I think, at one point with a really great deal of trepidation, thinking this time I had really lost my mind because, I started to say touchdown. It wasn't a touchdown. Started to say extra point. It wasn't that either. So, I could not have screwed it up more royally if I had tried. So, but thank you because, yes, everybody else, there were 68,000 other folks
who were also in a quasi-disbelief and what just happened and how do I explain this situation. So, it was one of those moments, and you don't get many of those actually. And when you do, it's just fun. I was just sort of looking back through my notes at the last few games, and to have moments like the start of a second half with a 100-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, or start of a second half like against the Rams with a 55-yard run for a touchdown by K9. I mean, just the way those things kind of set up that whole second half for the craziness that was to follow. It was just fun. I hope I get it right next time.
Well, Rabes, I didn't notice. I don't know if that makes you feel better. Probably.
I thought it was a great call.
But no, I mean, look, everything happened in that game. I mean, you had the punt return for a touchdown. You had the weird backwards pass that we weren't sure what. And by the way, is it McCauley? He entirely cleared that whole thing up. That the whistle does not matter, no matter what. So, but yeah, I mean, there was a lot to like. Early on, though, Rabes, I got kind of a bad feeling, and I don't know, it had something to do about, how they were running the ball, but, at the end of the day, they ended up with, 3.2 yards per carry, and, even though they give up a lot of numbers defensively, it was just a testament to them just plugging away and not getting discouraged. I mean, just such a resilient team is what I noticed.
Yeah, absolutely right, Dave. And you're right. The one thing I remember specifically about the running game was those two running backs, and we talked about it beforehand. They're almost the same size. They're easily mixed up. If I called Corum a couple of times that it was Williams and vice versa. But the thing that they both have in common is they seem to always fall forward. So that was one of the things that maybe gave us the impression that, wow, this running game that they have is really going to go places today. And it turned out it wasn't such a big deal. And we held the running back to under 100 yards. And I heard you mention earlier, when we finally started getting on the ball defensively and bringing some pressure, even Matthew Stafford started to, maybe not be quite as effective as he had been for earlier in the game, just by making him move his feet, making him a little nervous in the pocket. Now, that didn't keep him from finding Puka Nacua, but I think to stop him, you just literally have to pay somebody to just kind of kidnap him for about 3 hours, take him somewhere, hide him in a storage shed, and then let him go after the game, because he just was phenomenal.
I'd like to say the huddle doesn't endorse kidnapping. Your question.
Okay. Yeah,
or the Seattle Seahawks.
Just for legal reasons.
But I thought, what the hell? If people bought the fact that I thought it was a touchdown and then an extra point, they'll buy the fact that I don't really think he should be kidnapped.
Hey, Rabes, I want to say that I think your call was perfect. I think you going from touchdown to extra point, whatever, was exactly what that game was. It was like frantic, and I thought you put it together nicely. So I know you might be beating yourself up, but I thought it was a great call.
Well, thanks, Bob. I appreciate it.
And but now my question is, the defense gave up 581 yards, so Dave Wyman can sleep well at night now, knowing his record was broken. But we're all sitting here, and we're not really too concerned about the defense. You think we're okay, or are we just drinking the Kool-Aid?
It's a good question, and almost any other time you would say that a defense that gave up 580 yards was one that hadn't been terribly successful. But, I mean, think about it, and especially in the second half of the game. And there came a point where, what did we have, 3 or 4 3-and-outs on their offense? In other words, the defense kind of buckled down and really made the plays when they had to make them. And I think that's one of the things about this whole football team. Not only do they make plays when they have to make them, but they pick up for each other. You needed a spark, so how about a 55-yard punt return that got our offense kind of off the schneid a little bit, and here we come back and score 3 more touchdowns in the closing quarter of that game. You need some big plays. How about we stop them on, 3rd down and 4, 3rd down and 5, knock passes down, tight coverage. This has been an amazing group that way, that, they don't care what's going on out there. Let's just go out and do our job. And okay, Sam had a couple of interceptions early in the third quarter. Let's just go pick him up. And I am amazed that this team plays that way. That's the way you're supposed to, and it's a very unselfish way of playing, that we don't care about anything else except we're going to do our jobs and we're going to make it better for the offense if the offense is struggling, and vice versa. And that's what makes it so, A, fun, but B, hey, I don't know what's going to happen next. And that is what really makes a great broadcast.
He is the voice of the Seahawks, Steve Raible. You can hear him on Sunday's broadcast against the Carolina Panthers. As a reminder for folks in Seattle, that's going to be a 10 a.m. kickoff. Thanks, Rabes.
Thanks, Rabes.
Hey, I've got law enforcement outside my door. They heard something about
It's so weird how the sirens just started.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that's all about. Okay, well, Dave, if I see you on the plane, I'll see you.
All right, we'll bail you out,
Hopefully
buddy. Don't worry.
You're not in the pokey. Yeah.
Thanks.
All right.
Thank you. I appreciate it. See ya.
You know what, Bump? I'm glad you said that. The final call, when Greg Rosenthal played it on his podcast, he described it as beautifully chaotic.
Yeah.
Which is how he described kind of like the way that game ended. The reason so many people loved it is the chaos of the comeback, the pressure of knowing, and the timeouts before. This is it. This is the whole game. This 2-point conversion. And then it happens to a name that hadn't been mentioned at all that day, like Eric Saubert.
Well,
So-
and we got a chance to talk to him too, and I know he's your guy, Bump. You love that guy, and we got a chance to talk to him. He's incredible. I mean, for him, and it's amazing all the different places he's been in 9 years, but total glue guy.
Mm-hmm.
He goes on IR. And what do they do? I mean, you'd think, well, maybe they're going to release him or something. No, they extend him another year. And so I just so happy to have a guy like that. And he's got 2 catches, right? I mean, there was one other one during the season, and that one. So
the most important one.
Yeah, but he's just so instrumental to everything that they're trying to do offensively.
All right, let's figure out what the Carolina Panthers are going to be trying to do on Sunday. ESPN Panthers reporter David Newton joins us next.
The Brock and Salk Show's Mike Salk.
Hey, everyone. Just want to wish you a happy holidays. This is such a great time of the year, and a profound thank you on behalf of the Brock and Salk Show for letting us be a part of your lives for the last 17 years, and hopefully for a whole lot more to come. We'll see you in 2026, and happy holidays.
2026, you have some big shoes to fill, and we can't wait. This is where you hear it happen. Merry Christmas and happy holidays from Seattle Sports.
Calling all Seahawks fans, this is Cliff Averill. I'm here to announce Away Game Rumble at Muckleshoot Casino Resort, sponsored by Corona and Modelo. Take football Sundays to the next level with a free viewing party at Galaxy for every away game. Count on giveaways, specials, big screens, big action, and so much more. Full details at muckleshootcasino.com/rumble. Don't miss Away Game Rumble, only at Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
Well, it's pretty hard to believe the holidays are here, and now is a great time for fitness gifts for your friends and family, or maybe even for yourself. Hey, Brock Ewart here, and from weight sets and accessories to the complete home gym, my friends at Top Fitness is the place to shop, and doing it right now. Top Fitness got certified pre-owned, pre-core commercial treadmills that are the same models used in hotels and clubs that typically sell for over $13,000, and available for you. You ready for this? For $3,300. They look like new, and they come with a full warranty. So don't settle for that lightweight, cheaper treadmill when you can get a deal this good. As always, you get free delivery and assembly on those Precor treadmills, ellipticals, and exercise bikes. It's no secret why everyone from personal trainers to pro athletes love Top Fitness. You can visit them in Tukwila, Linwood, or Bellevue, or go to topfitness.com for all the fitness enthusiasts on your holiday lists. Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Toyota of Kirkland is celebrating Toyotathon with an inventory sale down on all 2025 RAV4s, the vehicle that's built for adventure and designed for your everyday life. 2025 gas RAV4s, 2025 hybrid RAV4s. All 2025 RAV4s are available at Toyota of Kirkland this Toyotathon for an inventory sale down. Come check out their amazing showroom, the wonderful staff, get a test drive, and take that 2025 RAV4 home the same day. Stop in today or visit online at toyotaofkirkland.com.
Have you tried the dining district at the Bellevue Collection? Grab lunch with friends, meet up for happy hour, and stay for dinner and beyond. You can sample international flavors and local favorites from talented chefs. Try a new cocktail on a rooftop bar or watch the game with friends. And explore the lively nightlife scene. The dining district at the Bellevue Collection, where your taste adventure begins. Learn more at BellevueCollection.com/dining district.
Clever Glass reminds listeners the holidays are meant to be a time of good cheer and warm gatherings with family and friends. Don't spoil the spirit of the season by getting behind the wheel after drinking. Always designate a sober driver or take a ride share for a safe ride home. Let's work together to keep our roadways safe and accident-free this holiday season. Happy holidays to you and yours from the entire team at Clever Glass, the family-owned glass experts in shower doors, windows, mirrors, skylights, and patio doors.
Breast cancer is a tough battle for anyone to fight. But when you can't work, care for your kids, or even put food on the table, that diagnosis can be devastating. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda, a plastic surgeon who is proud to support Northwest Hope and Healing. Our mission is to provide a lifeline for breast and gynecologic cancer patients. We cover essentials like food, utilities, and childcare, so patients can focus on healing. For more than 25 years, Northwest Hope and Healing has distributed over $3 million to thousands of local cancer patients, and you can help make a difference in our community. Join us on Saturday, January 31st, for Cork, Fork, and Support, an afternoon of fine wine, gourmet cuisine, and inspiration at Mary Hill Winery in the heart of Woodinville wine country. Get your tickets now for Cork, Fork, and Support on January 31st. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
The Bump and Stacy Show is powered in part each day by the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com.
What does VA mean to me?
A place for my daughter to call home. Thanks to the VA Home Loan.
A new lease on life. The best healthcare team I've ever had is here at VA.
And education and the opportunity to open doors I never thought possible with my GI Bill.
The financial support I need to manage the disabilities I developed because of my service.
Get what you earn. Visit choose.va.gov.
Not all veterans are eligible for the type or amount of benefits mentioned here.
Back to the huddle, only on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Learning a bit more about the Panthers, this week's 17 opponent, with ESPN Panthers reporter David Newton. David, how's it going?
Good.
Wanted to start by asking you about Bryce Young's leap. 12-game winning drives, most since 2023 in his career, obviously. Coming off a win, a big one over the Bucs. What have you seen from him in 2025?
Yeah, well, one reason he's got 12-game winning drives is because every time he comes in the fourth quarter, they're behind, it seems like. I think 29 times since he came in the league, which is way more than anybody other quarterbacks. But he does keep his poise. He does. He's always kept it that way. I asked him today about it, and he said, it's just kind of the way he's always been. So I think that's key. But the reason they're actually winning games this year instead of last year and the year before when they're behind is because, they've got more talent around him. The offensive line, the running back, Rico Dowdle, and Chuba Hubbard, and then T-Mac, their rookie wide receiver. So he's just got a chance now where I don't think he really had that before.
Who is the guy that is kind of an unsung hero on this team that, his stats don't? I was looking at Tommy Tremble. I think he's a good blocker, but kind of showed up a little bit. But who is somebody on this team that's not, Bryce Young or Chuba Hubbard or, one of the superstars that you think should be talked about more?
Well, I mean, one of them, and not on offense, but on defense and Derek Brown. He's a Pro Bowl 2 years ago, but he got snubbed this year. He didn't make it, and he's not even happy about it. Usually players don't share their disappointment, but he was openly disappointed today about not making it. But they've got, I think, a lot of those type players on this team. I mean, you've seen, T-Mac, the rookie receiver I talked about. I mean,
probably a candidate for Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year this year, and he's stepped up big time and shown why they drafted him number 8. They've got several offensive linemen. Cade Mays is the guy who lost the starting center job this year, and then he got it back when he had an injury. When Austin Corbett had an injury, and then he got an injury, and anyway, he's kept the job even with Austin back. So guys like that, and on this offensive line, they've had numerous injuries out there, and guys have just stepped up and played well and given them a chance to make plays. When Bryce first came in the league, he was sacked like 60 times or so in 2023, and he just didn't have a chance to make plays. So I think there's just a lot of kind of unsung heroes out there.
How has Dave Canales been embraced by the Panther Nation over there? First year was a bit rough. What's his status now?
Yeah, I mean, embrace is a tough word there. I mean, they still haven't won back-to-back games since October. But the fact that they've won, 8 games and got a chance to make the playoffs for the first time since 2017, I think they've embraced that, and they're giving Dave a lot of credit for that.
The highs are fun, obviously, like Bryce Young setting a new franchise record for single-game passing yards. But as you mentioned, still some inconsistency. What's behind that in your mind? Is it just a young team figuring it out? Is it something else?
I think that has a lot to do with it. I mean, I was asking Canales today about when he first got to Seattle, and they were trying to grow into finding who they were. And he said it's a lot similar this year. He's just trying to figure out, and what keeps him up more at night than anything is the fact that their biggest consistency has been their inconsistency this year by not being able to put the back-to-back to win since October. So I think that, what they're dealing with is not different than most teams that have a lot of young players, that have a lot of new players, and are trying to figure out how to win. And it takes a while to get that consistently.
Hey, tell us about, it's kind of interesting, some of the wins and some of the losses, like the Saints, not a great team, but lost to them twice. But what was the difference in games like the Rams and Green Bay? I mean, that must have given the team a ton of confidence. Being able to beat those two NFC teams that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, that goes back to that consistency, and then they'll play a great game like they did against the Rams. That's probably the best they've played all year. And then they'll lose to the Saints the next week, and they shouldn't lose to the Saints. So I think that's part of that, trying to figure out how to win and not just sort of I don't think they rest on their laurels when they have a win like that, but I think that maybe they do, ease up just a tad, not have quite the focus from one week to the next. I think it's hard, and that's something you got to learn how to deal with as a pro.
Tell us about J.C. Horn and Mike Jackson, a guy who used to be a Seahawk. Their numbers look great. Their film looks good. How have they been effective on this defense?
Yeah, I was talking to Mike today. He mentioned that Seattle, traded him for basically a bag of chips. So he didn't take it as an angry way, but it was like he could tell it kind of irked him a little bit. But he's really kind of grown into his own, and I think playing off a guy like J.C. Horn, who does draw the top receiver most of the time, and does draw a lot of attention for defenses because they know he's a shutdown quarter, and so Mike may get more attention because of that. So yeah, I think they've been really solid, and that's something they've needed back there, and they've had good production up front from the defensive line more than they've had in the past few years. So that's really helped them do their job even better.
Well, yeah, and Mike Jackson's pick six against Stafford being massive. How is this defense overall with turnovers, David? The offense here in Seattle has really struggled with giveaways.
Yeah, they've been, about as good as they've been in 3 or 4 years, I guess. I mean, they've JC had a career-high 5 interceptions, so they're not just like really making a lot, but they're making a lot more than they have. And I think that's been key because they haven't really gotten the pressure on the quarterback that they would like to have. They spent a lot of money and time in the offseason trying to find guys that could get more pressure on the quarterback and get more sacks. And again, that's coming around a little bit, but not to the point they really feel they have. But the defense in general has just really stepped up. They were the worst in the league last year, like one of the worst defenses that I've ever seen. And this year they're 17, 18 in the league, which is middle of the pack. And I said all along, if this defense can play middle of the pack with what they've got on offense this year, I think they can be at least in the running for a playoff spot, and that's kind of where they are.
All right, David, before we let you go, what kind of game are you expecting, and are you favoring Carolina in this one?
Well, I wouldn't say favor. I would say since they haven't won 2 straight in, 8-9 weeks now, they're due to lose. But who knows? I never thought they'd beat the Rams, and they beat the Rams, and nobody thought they would beat Green Bay. They beat Green Bay. But, coming off such a high game last week and the emotions that went into that, knowing that they still have a chance to win NFC South the next week by beating Tampa Bay and sweeping that series, I got to pick Seattle. They're just playing too well, and they still got a lot on the line in their division and trying to get that top seed.
All right, he is ESPN Panthers reporter David Newton. David, thanks so much.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
I will give Carolina this. The weather probably much more fantastic there.
The weather is?
Yeah.
Probably.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Well,
it's nighttime at like 4 p.m.
compared to Seattle.
Yeah. Just
Man,
dark and
it's just
dreary.
been just pouring rain. Sometimes Seattle gets to you sometimes.
It
man.
does.
Yeah.
I was born and raised here.
1991, it rained every day in June. And so I'm like, next year I'm going to get a place where it's sunny.
Yeah.
Because really, it was affecting, all I would do is go to the gym, come home. It's nap weather, right?
Yeah, I get sweats on at 4:30.
Yeah. Yeah. So, so I got a place down in Scottsdale and, trained down there, and it was a little bit better. But I love it here. I love Seattle, right? But it just, sometimes it gets to you.
All right, John Boyle going to join us next. One final look at where the Seahawks are heading into this one ahead of Week 17.
Hey, everybody, it's Bob Staton here along with Dave Wyman from the Wyman and Bob Show. And it's going to be tough, Dave, to top 2025. The Mariners, 8 outs away from the World Series. The Seahawks, as we sit, are the #1 seed in the NFC. How do they top that in 26?
How about Mariners to the World Series and the Seahawks win the Super Bowl in 2026? What do you think?
I can't wait. Merry Christmas to all of our listeners. Happy New Year. Have a good one, everybody.
What Bob said.
Okay, only 10 more presents to wrap. You're almost at the finish line. But first... There, the last one. Enjoy a Coca-Cola for a pause that refreshes.
Hello, John here with Happy Hauler, your eco-friendly junk removal company. Did you know that all the viable items we remove are sorted, then distributed to low-income and transition housing? We proudly work with Solid Ground and also Mary's Place Make a Home program. Your unwanted items can have a second life, making a big impact for local people transitioning out of homelessness or escaping abusive situations. This holiday season, let's help those that need it most. Happy holidays, or should I say, happy holidays.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through January 4th, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now the company's changed, or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility flexibility, and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history, all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit Bucky's.com today and drive with confidence. Bucky's.com.
Hey, Mike Salk here for my friends at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel, and obviously New Year's is coming up. Can you believe it? Book your stay at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel for an evening of elegance at a night at the Grand Ball. This New Year's Eve celebration includes the legendary DJ Super Sam. And sports fans, you got to check out the Hawks Peak. You're home for game days with great food and drinks, more than 60 TVs, so you won't miss a play, and a heated, covered outdoor deck with those great views of the Snoqualmie Valley. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
Hi, I'm Lexi, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. We'll help you find last-minute gifts that don't look last-minute, even if you're still planning to propose. At Shane Company, we'll show you perfect gifts at perfect prices, in stock and ready to give. Like hand-matched diamond studs, 14-karat gold chains, or the ultimate gift, a beautiful engagement ring. We have longer store hours, so you can skip the crowds and shop when you want, or visit us at shaneco.com. Because a friend wants you to be a holiday hero. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Back to the huddle, only on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
All right, checking in on the Seahawks again. Do you guys want to hear the scenario, please? Can you humor me?
Yes,
okay,
Stacy.
good. Yay! I know that you guys do not care about scenarios, and the way you look at it is win out.
Can I go la 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 la?
No, stop. Okay, so here we go. Just so everyone knows, this week's playoff scenarios for the Seahawks. The Seahawks can clinch the NFC West and the NFC's #1 seed with a win, an LA loss or tie, and this is important, a Bears-49ers tie.
How many ties has the NFL had this year? One?
Packers, Cowboys, one.
Yeah.
Room for two. Seattle can clinch the NFC West with a win, an LA loss, and a San Francisco loss. So
Boyle
you can
came
clinch
in
the NFC
hot,
West a little
boy.
bit.
You forgot, huh? 'Cause it's Tuesday.
A little tougher. Boyle, I was just reading them the playoff clinching scenarios, or not playoff clinching, excuse me.
It's funny, that's why I'm late.
Yeah.
Actually, we were discussing playoff scenarios upstairs, and I had my phone sitting on my desk.
No worries.
I apologize.
Do you need a minute?
Catch my breath. I ran down here.
No worries at all. I was reading it to them. They've been ignoring it all day, so it was perfect that you were late because I kind of trapped them.
Oh, perfect.
And then they had to listen to it. Obviously, I would imagine this team is just looking at making sure they win against the Panthers and then beat the 49ers.
Yeah.
Tell us your thoughts heading into this Carolina game. I'm kind of unsure of what to make of the Panthers. With the Titans, I was like, oh, you should beat this team. It ended up being kind of close, but late touchdown. With the Panthers, there's so many question marks. They're still figuring it out, but they just had a pretty good win against the Bucs.
Yeah, they're an interesting team this year. They've been pretty inconsistent of like, oh, you lose 2 to the Saints. Those are bad losses. Then you go beat some good teams, and they've had some really impressive wins. So they beat the Rams, obviously. That's a huge win. So, yeah, I mean, I think they're a team that's young and still figuring out how to consistently play up to their ability, but they're not a team you can take lightly by any means if they've shown multiple times this year.
If you guys want to feel better, the text line is also saying, will someone please tell Stacy to stop with the scenarios? I'm like the Grinch, like trapping you going, let me tell you about the possible tie that can make this happen.
But how much better is talking about scenarios for the division and the 1 seed when you've already clinched the playoffs in week 16 compared to the last couple of years? You're talking about X, Y, and Z all need to happen to even get a wild card.
That's true. It's possible.
That's true.
That's true. Yeah, I guess we're being a little bit spoiled. But, hey, interesting story this week because of Sabi.
We were just talking to him.
Yeah, we got a chance to talk to him the other day, and just I don't know, he's just a very interesting guy, and like Mike sees something in him, and you know, the more you talk to him, the more you realize that like he's really important to this team, even though he's got 2 catches.
Yeah.
And then you know the other thing is that he goes on IR, and then you think, oh man, maybe when he comes back, they're gonna cut him or do something like that. No, they're extending him.
Do an extension.
Yeah. So just what he means. He's kind of almost like a prototypical McDonald guy.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of those glue guys. Like football teams are full of these guys. Like for every, Jaxon Smith-Njigba, there's 5 guys who make it all go without really popping off the stat sheet, without being in the media a lot. And he's a guy, even before his moment in the sun, like if you talk to a coach or a player about him, they would just rave about him. I remember he got brought up in Cooper Kupp's press conference last week, and Kupp was saying what a good guy he is in terms of like help making this all go and leader and just great presence in the locker room. So it's always fun when a guy like that who's doing all the work behind the scenes gets that reward of making, the biggest play of the season.
I wanted to be a glue guy when I grew up.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What happened?
Didn't work out for me. Yeah.
I think you're a glue guy on the show.
Oh, that's so sweet, Stacy.
You misunderstood. You thought it was the eat glue guy. the kid eat.
I was in 3rd grade, okay? I was in 3rd grade.
That's too old.
Too old to be eating paste.
I was watching film, and I told Stacy, watching Bryce Young play is like watching her be out there on a football field. Like, he's so small and petite. I even saw him get hit, and he just laid there for a minute and then got up like my kids do when they fall down and stuff. But he's been playing good football this year. Not great, but better football. What's the key for him? Like, if you are the Seahawks, are you just pressuring this young man, trying to make him turn the football over, or is just business as usual? Because I felt last game they sent more pressure to Matthew Stafford than they typically do.
Yeah, I mean, any quarterback there gonna want to get after him, and especially he's 3rd year in the league, but he's still a young guy, and you're gonna want to mix him up. To me, the biggest thing is like, don't let him be in it late. He's been a really good finishing quarterback. I think he has 6 game-winning drives in 4th quarter overtime this year. So it's like, put them away if you get a chance to, because he's a guy that seems to find his best late in games.
This defense has done a great job of overcoming injuries all year long, so not concerned about their ability to do that. But 2 key names in this one that will not be here in Week 17. Derek Hall because of a suspension, Kobe Bryant because of injury.
Do we know that about Kobe?
Oh, I guess we don't. I guess
I would say, did you see a report?
No. I'm assuming that it's something that is, given Mike McDonald's late updates about like we're kind of checking it out.
I don't.
I'm assuming that they, just to be safe, rest him, but nothing confirmed yet. I should correct myself. Should Kobe Bryant, in addition to Derek Hall, have to miss this game? Who steps up, who kind of becomes a bigger role here?
Yeah, I mean, fortunately, if Kobe couldn't go, you have gotten Julian Love back recently, so you can have Ty Okada and Julian Love back there and still have 2 really experienced, good players. Luckily with Derek Hall, I mean, he's a really good player, important part of what they do, but that's the position you're rotating guys, so it's not like a every down player you have to replace. It's maybe Chenna and Boye and D-Law have to take a few more snaps. Maybe it's finding, getting a guy like Connor O'Toole in there who hasn't really been playing much, or Jared Ivey, getting them involved. But I mean, they're both really important players to defense. If they can't go, well, we know Derek Hall can't go, but if Kobe can't go, you'll miss him. But as you said off the jump of like, this is what this defense has done all year.
All year long.
Guys aren't available, and other guys step up and they play really well.
So 6 Pro Bowlers. Anybody that you think maybe got snubbed a little bit? I haven't seen all the tight end numbers, I guess, but maybe A.J. Barner.
Yeah, I mean, to me, Byron Murphy probably jumps out the most. I mean, he's the guy that, 7 sacks, and he's great against the run.
On the way his teammates talk about him, too. It's like,
I mean, he's been just awesome. And, him, you can make a really good case for Jason Myers. You can make a great case for Nicky Manwari, honestly. And I mean, there's a lot of guys, Gray Zabel. Like, when you're 12-3, a lot of guys are playing well. And so but I mean, 6, that's tied for the most in the league. They're still pretty well represented. So
I can't believe Jason Myers didn't make it. That's wild.
Yeah, I mean, Aubrey's really good too. Like, the Cowboys kicker is a hell of a player too. So I you can see why the Cowboys are the Cowboys. Like, they get a lot of attention, and
not my kicker.
No,
I've always said that.
No, but I mean, Jason Myers leads the league in scoring, just been nails all year, a couple game winners. I mean, to me, he's a Pro Bowler.
How did McDonald handle the news? Like, what's his approach with the team?
I think he just told them in a team meeting, kind of let them all cheer for each other and celebrate it. But we haven't, the way this weird week, usually when I've talked to you guys, we've heard from Mike McDonald a couple times this week, but this week we don't hear from him until tomorrow. But I think it was just reading off the names and showing pictures and letting the team celebrate in a team meeting.
Really easy. Getting in the holiday spirit to wrap up the show. Unless you guys have one more question for John. We do have an extra like 30 seconds, a minute. No? Okay. I normally say key to a win or whatever. We were talking about this game and the Rams game for 2 hours, though. So you have to say your favorite Christmas movie. And this has to be definitive. I don't want to hear like a top three.
Die Hard.
Well, it can be Die Hard, but you have to state your case. It can't be Elf next. I need to hear why you truly are dying on this hill of this being your favorite Christmas movie. Yeah.
Wow.
You know what? Bump never goes first. Let's go this way. Wyman, you're last today for the first time.
I was going to say Elf, but you already said that, so I'll go with my number 2. Jingle All the Way by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was a good one. Because I was a kid. I was young enough to where I kind of identified with that kid because I wanted that toy. And it was funny. I remember Arnold Schwarzenegger just making me laugh all the time. So, yeah.
I don't think I've
Jingle All
seen
the
that
Way.
one.
Yep.
It's not Kindergarten Cop, though.
No, it's not Kindergarten
Different
Cop.
movie.
Yeah.
John.
Boyle.
I want to say Elf too. It's just so damn funny.
can.
But if you're taking that out, give me the classic Christmas Vacation. I mean, just so many great one-liners, like so quotable. Such a classic.
Wyman.
What's the matter with you people? It's a Wonderful Life. Jimmy Stewart.
I was just listening to Mad Dog Russo on the radio today talk about how he hates that movie because it comes on every day during December.
Because he was?
He said it's just on too much. He's just tired of it.
But that's the best
The older I get, the softer I get, the more I'm likely to cry when that movie happens.
Yeah, maybe I need to revisit.
Yeah,
I've watched that since I was a kid. So.
Yeah, it is. It's such a classic.
It's made like in the 40s, right?
Yeah. I think it was like.
Is that when you played?
46.
That was a low blow. I apologize.
We do it all the time. Don't worry about it.
Matter with you, boy.
All right. Well, Merry Christmas to all of you.
What's your favorite movie?
Elf.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but then I could Just Friends is a really good one. The entire Lifetime catalog.
And now Netflix is in that game.
Oh, Netflix has insane Christmas movies. I already told you
They're
about
ridiculous.
the one about the girl who pretends to be Santa.
Oh, that's on our list. My wife wants to watch that one. How is it?
I started it and I got so much anxiety because I was like, she's going to get discovered that I had to stop watching it. Then I restarted it because I'm strong.
Wow.
I knew I could power through. You can hear Bump beginning at 7 a.m. with the Seahawks pre- and post-game show. Obviously, Wyman on the call with Raible. And make sure you're reading John's work at Seahawks.com.
Boyle.
Again, a 10 a.m. kickoff, Seahawks-Panthers, Week 17.
You've been listening to The Huddle, exclusively on Seattle Sports on 710, Seattle Sports on YouTube, and the Seattle Sports app. Seattle Sports, the home of the Seahawks.
Hey, everybody, it's Bob Staton here along with Dave Wyman from the Wyman and Bob Show. And it's going to be tough, Dave, to top 2025. The Mariners, 8 outs away from the World Series. The Seahawks, as we sit, are the #1 seed in the NFC. How do they top that in 26?
How about Mariners to the World Series and the Seahawks win the Super Bowl in 2026? What do you think?
I can't wait. Merry Christmas to all of our listeners. Happy New Year. Have a good one, everybody.
What Bob said.
Toyota of Kirkland is celebrating Toyotathon with an inventory sale down on all 2025 RAV4s, the vehicle that's built for adventure and designed for your everyday life. 2025 gas RAV4s, 2025 hybrid RAV4s, all 2025 RAV4s are available at Toyota of Kirkland this Toyotathon for an inventory sale down. Come check out their amazing showroom, the wonderful staff, get a test drive, and take that 2025 RAV4 home the same day. Stop in today or visit online at toyotaofkirkland.com.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com. CVS Health supports people in the moments that matter, from picking up a prescription to connecting care. With nearly 5 million daily interactions and serving 185 million consumers and 1.5 million healthcare professionals, CVS Health holds a trusted place in healthcare. By simplifying care and improving health, we're helping people get the care they need. Learn more at cvshealth.com/investorday.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rurecka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Upgrade your home's comfort and save up to 75% on scratch and dent and overstock equipment at Home Comfort Alliance. Over $3 million worth of heat pumps, furnaces, and air conditioners from top manufacturers like Lennox. All now up to 75% off. Visit homecomfortalliance.com.
Well, it's pretty hard to believe the holidays are here, and now is a great time for fitness gifts for your friends and family, or maybe even for yourself. Hey, Brock Ewart here, and from weight sets and accessories to the complete home gym, my friends at Top Fitness is the place to shop, and doing it right now. Top Fitness got certified pre-owned, pre-core commercial treadmills that are the same models used in hotels and clubs that typically sell for over $13,000 and available for you. You ready for this? For $3,300. They look like new and they come with a full warranty. So don't settle for that lightweight, cheaper treadmill when you can get a deal this good. As always, you get free delivery and assembly on those pre-core treadmills, ellipticals, and exercise bikes. It's no secret why everyone from personal trainers to pro athletes love Top Fitness. You can visit them in Tukwila, Linwood, or Bellevue, or go to topfitness.com for all the fitness enthusiasts on your holiday lists. Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Guys, leave weight gain, low T, and ED in 2025. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering free full diagnostic panels, a $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. At Bail Arm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bailarm.com today.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Seahawks tied an NFL best with 6 Pro Bowl selections. Sam Darnold, JSN, Leonard Williams, DeMarcus Lawrence, Devin Witherspoon, and Rashid Shaheed all named to the NFC roster. Kraken picked up a 3-1 win last night over Pacific leading Anaheim. They wrap up their road trip tonight against the Kings. And some NFL injury news. Vikings quarterback J.J. McCarthy has a hairline fracture in his right hand. It'll be rookie Max Brosmer. He'll start in their Christmas Day game against the Lions on Thursday.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite.